.com/Mike G or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending guided by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819382.
It's the 72nd Alabama National Fair through Monday the 13th. This Sunday night, the fair proudly presents a true American icon, Lee Greenwood.
His truth is march.
Lee Greenwood will bring the Coliseum to its feet with a powerful salute to our hometown heroes.
I'm proud to be an American.
Everyday military active and retired and active first responders get in free at the fair. But on this special evening of recognizing our hometown heroes and unforgettable music, you won't want to miss it. And here's the best part. This special concert is free with fair admission to everyone else. Lee Greenwood in concert Sunday night at 7 p.m. Presented by the Porch Band of Creek Indians. Save time, skip the lines, get your tickets in advance at Ticketmaster. The 72nd Alabama National Fair now through Monday the 13th. Sponsored by the Kiwanis Club of Montgomery, Coca-Cola, and HMMA.
And they have done a fine job of setting up the fair this year. I was there on Saturday, and I did one ride too many. And oh boy, I learned that I have true cheek power when needed because the tilt-a-whirl almost finished me off. But it was great, and plenty of security and so forth. And a couple of the national reports on our spectacular Saturday night shooting, that tragedy, have inferred that somehow the fair was in any way, shape, or form connected, which of course it was not.
No, the fair is the safest place to be in Montgomery right now.
It really is. And I urge you to go. They've done a great job. And we don't want the charities that benefit from the money raised at the fair to be impacted because people are afraid to go. They've got it nailed down. On that note, I feel fantastic today.
Yeah?
Yeah. If I didn't have to do the show, I'd go ride another 10 or 15 on the bike.
Well, you look good today.
Oh.
We're all in
You're
black.
Just saying that. Yeah, we are. I don't know why.
I love when we do this.
Yes. Look at us.
Look at
You're
us.
looking great as well, Pam.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I was told in the 70s that black is beautiful. And
It is.
It's a fine.
I find it looks great every day.
Yeah. Yeah. I would like to thank for that good energy in part my friends at Montgomery Men's Health. That's a great place over there. The clinic, the staff, they are just, terrific folks. And guys, if you're feeling sluggish, not in the game, if your libido feels low, if you're dealing with any kind of sexual health issue, the worst thing you can do is nothing. They have treatments available there. We all know about the pills. And sometimes they do work, but for many, they don't or they stop. If that's the case, there are alternative solutions to those problems at Montgomery Men's Health and only at Montgomery Men's Health that work. But it starts with that $99 test. Let's find out where the testosterone level is. If it's not where it needs to be, that can be adjusted quickly there by their professional staff. Like I said, all questions are on the table. And the only shame is doing nothing when you have such an incredible operation over there ready to help and turn your situation around. So reach out, make that appointment at 334-440-3663 or call and ask questions, 334-440-3663. Or learn more online at MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. That is MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. We've got David Blackman joining us in just a couple of minutes and a whole list of things to explore on the Idiocracy. What was, besides the...
and we mostly focus on that. Talked to another Senate candidate, Morgan Murphy. I was very impressed by the guy.
Really?
He worked with Trump under the Trump administration and Tuberville Senate office. So he was very good.
We're not giving away anything, so
I know. Stop
with the
calling.
calls. You're driving my sidekick.
Picked up the phone 8 times already in 5 minutes. Quit.
Don't make her mad.
You heard it here first.
If she leaves the show, I'm the next one out the door, okay?
Anyway.
Sorry.
Nobody cares if I leave, but if Pamela leaves, this YouTube group will go crazy. Can't risk that.
Yeah, they will.
Our time with David Blackman, a presentation of Montgomery Paint and Body. We thank them for making our bi-weekly visits now with David possible. And they're the place on the boulevard at East Shirley Lane to reach out to if your car is damaged in any type of an accident at 27 Rec with a W. I promise you, as a customer, And there's a whole wing devoted to Rich Thomas. This is the place. Only one question. Do you want it fixed or do you want it fixed right? Assuming you prefer the latter, as Alabama law allows you to choose, you'll choose wisely and choose Montgomery Paint and Body. Speaking of Mr.
Adorable.
Here he is.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Truckers, if you are looking for green grass, contact Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. In business since 1959 and still growing. Call today, 855-777-9785.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Your chances of encountering a light shower as you go to the Alabama National Fair tonight are actually very small. Otherwise, very comfortable. Overnight low temperature down to about 70. We'll say the rain chances less than 20%, but not zero tomorrow. And maybe some widely scattered showers Wednesday and Thursday, but the chances are rather remote. Upper 80s for a high on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we'll turn a little cooler again by late week. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Ready to borrow smarter this season? Apply online in minutes at yourasecu.com. Call 334-270-9011 or visit your local branch today.
ASD Credit Union. Your life, your goals, your ASD.
Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers.
Crack don't smoke itself.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Social media.
Remember when videos had humans in them? Thanks to AI-generated influencers, you can now follow people who don't exist, living perfect lives that never happened, selling products they'll never use. So if you see a flawless person doing a dance in front of the Eiffel Tower while reviewing a sandwich, just remember,
Social media. And I feel slimed.
This message brought to you by Reality. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Calling all stations. Clear the air lanes. Clear all air lanes for the big broadcast.
Ain't no thing. Oh, it is the thing. It is Happy Hour. News Talk 93.1 of MWACV. I'm your gracious, occasionally trucking host, Greg Budell. My co-host is the lovely and talented Pamela Dubuque, and David Blackman joins us in just a few.
And here they are.
At 9 minutes after 3 o'clock, we had, you met Dr. Thrasher. He's been on our show many times.
Mm-hmm.
He was kind enough to give us an hour and a half this morning.
Yeah.
And of course, when I heard about this, a lot of people didn't know about this shooting until the middle of the day yesterday because of the timing.
Yeah.
It didn't make the late night news. Anyway, oh, and by the way, that reminds me, I've got to mention SNL. I've got to put it on our topic list with David. They start out with a cold open about Trump. They don't get it, or they don't care. And it was all about Trump being, monitoring or masterminding whatever the late night hosts were going to do. Not funny. You guys have lost your license with him because almost everything you did came from a really ugly place. It's not funny. It may make you feel good. It's almost like a little bit of a mental masturbation for you TDS sufferers, if that's how you cope. But it's not funny.
I didn't see that one, but I saw the Pete Hegseth one saying the military had gotten too gay, and I thought that was pretty funny.
I didn't see that.
It's what's his face? Scarlett Johansson's husband, who does the news desk.
Colin Jost.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You got any other material out there, you assholes, that doesn't involve the Trump administration?
No.
I seem to remember a time when you could find other things to satire. This is it. You're a bunch of sick sons of bitches. Get over yourselves. Mental illness. Meanwhile,
anyway,
our city, which spent, what was it,
60,000
to promote the mayor. I watched that press conference yesterday, and I saw a man who is overwhelmed,
mm-hmm.
who is very frustrated. The plan is not going the way he'd like. I saw a police chief who was speaking in very measured terms,
mm-hmm.
and in my opinion, also deeply frustrated, but for a different reason. But some of the decisions on this, the Ferris wheel, which has been a joke before this event happened.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it. Renting that cost $60,000. We must have $60,000 bills laying around that we can just spend. There's been a buzz about the truck that took the Ferris wheel away. Bald tires, one flat.
Wait, they took the Ferris wheel out?
Yeah. We had one at the fair. I mean, if somebody wanted to ride a Ferris wheel, they could go there and do it. I did. It was much taller than the one that was across from Impact.
Yeah. Wait, how long was it there?
3 days.
Was that the plan?
Yeah.
What? Okay. So bald tires on the truck.
We had crowds in town. Tourism is good, but putting them all together downtown after a pair of football games with all those passions that go with it, a beer garden with free beer. There's questions as to whether or not the city has liability insurance. Because given some of the decisions that led to this shooting, I'd say the city should expect a lawsuit or two. Now, Atlanta was a high. In fact, I had a friend, I will not name him, but his daughter was carjacked in Atlanta right in front of that big circular hotel, that 80-story hotel was there. Atlanta was bad. Buckhead, the richest people in that neck of the woods, they wanted to secede from the city. I think that threat got their attention and they've changed. They've turned Atlanta around. Although I will say this, the city, last time I was there, which is February, loaded with homeless encampments around the interstates and stuff like that. But they have reached out to help. And Senator Tuberville, his office, contacted us this morning with a reminder that, well, and he said it on the show long before this happened. The cavalry is coming when he becomes governor. I'm disappointed that Governor Ivey has, to my knowledge, has not made a public statement or offered any thoughts on perhaps, again, sending in the cavalry, whatever she can do. And there's, I'm still waiting for forensics to determine, are any of the people that were injured and in the hospital, were they part of the shooting group or were they just victims? I mean, there's a lot to sort out for the cops. And our police department is very much understaffed and overwhelmed. But I said, thank you for your service to every single one of them I bumped into at the fair. Cooter, we got about a minute. What's up?
Hey, the police was in on that Ferris wheel. They said they were going to put it there to test it to see if anybody would use it to decide whether to buy the city's own. So they did it for the weekend when they got all this stuff going on with the 2 ball games and the fairs going on. So they got a lot of foot traffic in there. Now the city has to buy one.
Well, hopefully they don't.
Yeah. Let's hire a couple more police.
That was the reason for the temporary, to judge the reaction to see if anybody would ride it. And they flooded the downtown with people.
I don't think that's...
I love y'all. Bye.
Well, we love you too.
Yeah, that's not a very accurate representation of what it would be like when you purposely put it some.
That Ferris wheel was widely mocked. I don't see how that's going to be a plus.
No.
I don't mean to be naive. Brad McDonald will join us later today and analyze today's money news, the impact of the totally unnecessary government shutdown and what they're standing for. It's just insanity. We're going to launch into all of it with David Blackman here in just a moment. He joins us at 5:15 from Invista Advisors.
Well, we start the afternoon with an accident on Wares Ferry Road. This is just past Burbank. One truck rear-ended another truck. Around Montgomery, we are seeing light to moderate traffic flow, and it is building just a bit. Please buckle up, drive carefully. No other issues other than the one Wares Ferry wreck. We will keep you updated. Come by Thompson Tractor and check out the incredible selection of used equipment. See the machines that get the big jobs done. Thompson Tractor off I-85 just past Taylor Road. Or visit their website, thompsontractor.com. Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
What does it mean for a nation to be successful? I'm Stephanie Bryan, Tribal Chair and CEO of the Poarch Creek Indians. We believe a successful nation gives back. As we've built economic opportunity and prosperity, the Poarch Creek Indians have been able to give back to our neighbors in Alabama and beyond. More than $37 million since 2021 alone. From education and health care to tornado relief, learn more about our charitable giving at PoarchCreekIndians.org.
Constipation with belly pain that keeps coming back and back and back. If your symptoms keep coming back, talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C. Linzess could help you get ahead of it. Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
We didn't have tornadoes here until we started putting into traffic circles. Because on the count of, you want to know why? When people go round and round in circles, it causes disturbance in the atmosphere and causes tornadoes.
As the 21st century began, natural selection, the process by which the strongest, the smartest, the fastest reproduced in greater numbers than the rest, a process which had once favored the noblest traits of man, now began to favor different traits. A dumbing down. How did this happen? Evolution does not necessarily reward intelligence. With no natural predators to thin the herd, it began to simply reward those who reproduced the most and left the intelligent to become an endangered species.
David Blackman and Greg Budell present Tales of the Idiocracy.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome as we travel far away to Texas, Dallas, and vicinity, so we can hook up with America's greatest political blogger, analyst, and oil and gas industry expert, a man who is also, I think, a pretty happy Dodger fan.
Mm-hmm. At least for another few hours.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Dave, I thought, why don't you stay on with us all the way till 6 tonight? I can't imagine any reason what's going on at 5 o'clock you wouldn't want to just stay with us. But they're looking good, man. They're looking good. And
well, they had a good night the other night. We'll see. You know, I mean, it's tough for the Phillies. They got to go up against Blake Snell tonight, and that's hard. So anyway, but the Phillies are a really good team. So,
well, I really like the Yankees' chances now that they've been outscored 27-14 or whatever it is. Hey, it worked for them in 1995. They lost the first 2 to Oakland, went out there. Derek Jeter made that unbelievable play, and that was that. Then they went on to beat Seattle or lose to Seattle. No, they beat Seattle. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. This is going to be a fun show this afternoon. So much to talk about. David, by the way, I did acquaint him with the events that happened here this weekend, and odd that a mass shooting, which is what it was, with 14 casualties, barely made a ripple in the national news. I guess those only matter when the shooters are white and trannies and have an agenda with Donald Trump.
With the victims too. I mean, I think the media is incredibly racist when it comes to these shootings. You know, if the victims are black and the shooters are black, it barely makes a ripple in the national media. We had, 12 people shot, 2 killed, and The only national media, each of the three major networks filed a rudimentary initial story on their websites, and otherwise crickets in the national media. It's ridiculous.
And from time to time, I've acquainted you with the frustrations here in this town, especially on the issue of crime. We've watched our through attrition, resignations, retirements, and then resignations from officers who did not feel they were working in a city where the mayor had their back, their leadership. We can't get, we talked to at least half a dozen different sources today, and we get varying numbers from under 200 to over, for a city of 250,000 officers, not nearly enough. And instead we spend 60 grand for a Ferris wheel, which is enough to pay one officer a year's salary and benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Not that they don't deserve more. Just very, very frustrating. And then some of the knuckleheaded decisions. Speaking of idiocracy, having a free beer downtown. We had police that were close by. In fact, I found out when I came to work, one of our employees was right across the street when all of this broke out.
Mm.
But just dumb decisions. And today is the day I think the city of Montgomery deserves to take its place as the capital, at least for today, of the idiocracy. But the Democrats continue on their merry way.
Well, on that $60,000 Ferris wheel, just says everything about having Democrat leadership in your city. This is what they do. They take the budget, they spend all the money on non-core functions. They decimate the police force, they decimate fire protection, they don't fill the potholes, don't pave the roads, and they spend it on $60,000 Ferris wheels and all sorts of, woke agenda kind of things that benefit NGOs that pay their friends a lot of money, but don't really benefit the people. This is what you get for voting for Democrats, folks. It just is, and it's the same all over the country.
Yeah, it's a blueprint, a blue city print, if you will. And we have 3 hospitals here. 2 are run by Baptist. The middle one, Jackson Hospital, is on the precipice of closing, which we can ill afford. But I asked, we have our local, we have a Hall of Fame surgeon who comes on the air with us and talks. He has been a juggernaut and proven what one man can do to energize a group of people to demand better from the city officials. I mean, they hate him at City Hall because
sure they do.
they know what he's doing, and he is exposing the truth and the ineptitude and some of the other nonsense that goes on in City Hall. But this man today said the biggest reason why that hospital is in jeopardy, and all of them are struggling, is healthcare costs of illegal aliens. Because the law requires them to be treated. They don't ask about, what's your legal status? Are you a citizen? They're not allowed to do that. And certainly, I can't imagine that if somebody's suffering, but the emergencies are being tied up with people who are using ERs for basic day-to-day health care and not for actual emergencies, but they know they're going to get seen and treated. And this man, his name is Dr. Thrasher, has stitched together so many young people who have come in with bullet wounds, people who have been waiting for surgeries they need to save their lives are constantly being put on hold because they've got to run down and sew somebody up who, a gunshot wound victim. It just happens all the time. We're losing really good physicians and healthcare workers because they don't feel safe in this town. And it's very hard to recruit people to come here with the reputation the city is getting. So it's a multi-pronged thing. And I don't even want to think that Jackson's going to shut down. Although Dr. Thrasher says it's likely to have a different name at some point. He doesn't think we'll lose it completely. But that would be, and it's really a well-run place. I've had several surgeries there.
Yeah.
They do a really good job. It's well administered. I don't know about administrated in the management end, but as a patient, I've had nothing but very good experiences there. But that's the status of life in Montgomery. But the Democrats continue to me, it would seem, pound on a door to nowhere. They can't bring themselves to condemn a guy who's running for its state's attorney, right? In Virginia.
Attorney General. But he wants to be the chief law enforcement of the state of Virginia.
Who has texts specifically wishing 2 bullets into the head of an opponent and his kids.
And his kids, yeah.
It's on the record. He's not denying it. But the Democrats circle the wagons, and they don't want this guy to leave the race. And normally this would be a slam dunk. Well, people aren't going to vote for somebody who is that way. But you don't know. He's probably still favored to win, for all I know.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah, I don't know.
Democrat voters don't care about that. I had a fellow respond to me, the column I wrote about it this morning. At my Substack, he said, I used to have a lot of friends who were Democrats until I realized this was back during the Clinton administration. Said he was talking to one of his good friends who seemed like this decent human being.
Mm-hmm.
And they were, talking about some outrage that had happened in the lead up to an election. And he looks at his buddy, he says, well, surely you can't vote for that guy, right? And some candidate that was in the midst of a scandal, might have even been Bill Clinton, I guess. But, he said, well, surely you can't vote for somebody like that. And it said his friend looked at him and said, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me, just as long as we win. All I care about is we win. That's it. And that's the mindset that the Clintons brought to the Democratic Party. I mean, they were already trending that way in the 70s and 80s. But when the Clintons came into power, they brought the Saul Alinsky philosophy with them and basically converted the entire Democrat Party to that ends justify the means philosophy. And it's been all downhill since. And so now we have a political party that represents 35 to 40% of the American population that has zero morals, no sense of shame, no morals, no decision-making based on anything other than what is going to help them win an election. And they believe Jay Jones is their candidate. He's on the ballot. If he drops his candidacy, they'll lose that race. So they're going to endorse him and stick with him. And you know what? He could go out and murder somebody tonight, okay, and get arrested by the police. A corrupt judge would let him out with no bail. Yeah. The district attorney would refuse to prosecute, and they would continue to endorse him and fund his campaign. I mean, that's literally true. That's not an exaggeration. That is literally the mindset of the Democrat Party in this country. So it's why I've been writing for a long time that they're the most clear and present danger to our country's survival.
No doubt about
it. Really
it.
manifesting itself now outwardly to everyone.
Mm-hmm. Now, one of our favorite heroes in the Idiocracy, Morning Joe, Joe Scarborough, the guy that looks like the guy in Deliverance that sat on the log.
I think he looks like a cross between that guy and the old Dana Carvey character, the church lady. That's who I think he looks like.
But he did say that this guy should drop out of the race. There have been occasional voices of reason in this insanity. Not everybody's off the deep end.
Yeah, but Mika didn't say so, right?
Well,
I mean, nominally, Joe Scarborough pretends to be a Republican nominally.
Yeah. I wonder what point in the day that Mika takes his handcuffs off and lets him have some free playtime in the yard. Just unbelievable. So nothing's changed on this today. Do you have any polling data on this guy? Is he likely to win? In fact, I'm baffled that Winsome Sears isn't polling better.
She's a terrible candidate. She's run a terrible campaign. She's a lousy candidate. She's going to get beat. You know, the Republicans should have found somebody better to run for that office in that state. This guy, Jay Jones, is about 5% up in the polls before all this happened. You know, we'll see this week. There will be some more polls, and we'll see where it stands this week. But yeah, I mean, Abigail Spanberger is at least as despicable as Jay Jones, and she's like 10 points up on Winsome Sears in the polls. So, you know, it's just a lost state, and it's going to go back to the Democrats, and I think that's pretty much written in stone at this point.
I just don't understand what are people missing out on with that they don't want law and order. They want illegals living in this country committing crimes. I'm at a loss to this whole thing with the brand. Youngkin seemed to do a pretty good job as governor, but they can only run for one term there.
Yeah, Youngkin was fine. He was fine. You know, he's not exactly conservative, not exactly MAGA, but he was fine. And he just hasn't been willing to go out and campaign for Sears. He and Sears didn't see eye to eye on a whole lot of things. She's a liberal at heart. And it's why she's such a terrible candidate. She refuses to get fully on board with the MAGA movement. And so she's just a poor candidate, and she's going to lose. And that's just classic Republican Party stuff in a state that ought to be a 50-50 state, but isn't.
I have a clip here I'd like to play. One of the reporters who's come up many times on the show is Alabama's own Caitlin Collins.
Oh, gosh. Not just Alabama, Prattville.
Yeah.
Right here.
Specifically, yeah, right in this is our broadcast area. Prattville, Millbrook, and Wetumpka are, by the way, 3 suburbs here in the river region, as we call it, that have prospered and grown by leaps and bounds for one reason. Montgomery sucks.
Yeah, everybody's fleeing Montgomery because of the leadership in the city.
But when you go to these places, you see new buildings. There's a presence of law enforcement there, not a police state, just a presence.
A presence, very active.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why is this so lost on our leadership? Why do they don't care about white flight, any flight out of the city? We have a long, I can't pull the recording up now, but the mayor, who didn't know he was being recorded at the time, saying, "You don't like it, here, go." You know what he said? He's in the immediate aftermath of this shooting. He said, "If you don't like life that much, go jump off a bridge."
I heard that, and my first thought was, are we in 6th grade?
Wow. Well,
go jump off a bridge.
Of course, we've talked about this before too. I'm sorry I repeat myself a lot, but it just is what it is. The Democrats, politicians don't want an educated population to govern. They don't want a prosperous population to govern. They want people who are afraid, who are dependent on the government, and who are easy to control and to convince that they're being helped by policies that actively harm them. And so he was just saying what he really believes and wanted to happen when he said, go somewhere else. That's what he wanted. He doesn't want a public that is hard to govern.
Well, he was talking about the bad guys in this case, because he basically said, go jump off a bridge instead of coming out and shooting people.
No, I was talking about the first thing Greg said, the first quote of him saying, well, if you don't like it here, leave.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what he wants. He doesn't want people who understand what's really happening in their city. He wants people who are easy to control, because they can be convinced that all these policies that, so much of this money that the taxpayers are paying is going, I guarantee you, if you do an audit of your city, you're going to see a bunch of money going to NGOs,
yes,
with highly paid executives who are all friends of the mayor. And other public officials. That's the grift in the Democrat Party now. So I get tired of talking about it because it's just so sad. And I mean, it's really awful. It's really awful when you think about it.
Now, Senator Tuberville's office chimed in this morning and said that, and he told us on my morning show, because he's going to be elected our next governor, the cavalry is coming.
Mm-hmm.
If he were already the governor, he would have requested some troops from Trump to try and get these areas under control. In the meantime, I can't believe, and I don't even know what to believe anymore. You talk about ICE being boxed in by criminals in Chicago, asking for help from local police and being denied. And the police department apparently, at least at some levels, was outraged that they weren't allowed. That's like their code. Officer in trouble, you go. And yet they weren't allowed to do that.
Yeah. And then you have the superintendent of the police department doing a press conference this afternoon and lying through his teeth about it all. I mean, just complete BS. The whole press conference. It was unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, ultimately, they're all blaming Donald Trump for this because he wants to enforce the law. How outrageous is that? Anyway, before we take our first break, let's hear what Caroline Levitt had to say to Caitlin Collins.
Share it.
I was going to do that. She doesn't trust me, although she's right. I did not.
It was just a reminder.
Because he was about to click the button and then look and see if it was up on the screen.
Well, no, I love that strong, powerful command.
Plan.
Yeah. Thank you, Bogey. That's exactly what we're going to do.
Because I spoke to the police chief of Portland last week. He said that the president's claims just don't match up with what's happening on the ground.
I would encourage you as a reporter to go on the ground and to take a look at for yourself, because there's been many members of the press, not press in this room, but independent journalists, some of whom we'll be inviting to the White House very soon to share their stories, because they have been in the middle of these riots and they have witnessed the anarchy that is taking place night after night. It's on video. You should play it on your show. You have a great opportunity in prime time on CNN to show your audience. Yeah, but you're probably talking to partisan Democrat officials who are opposed to everything this president does. You should also ask the people who live in Portland. We've actually heard from many members of the community who have said that this is complete civil disobedience. It's a mess. It's been loud. It's been troubling for neighbors in the community who are just trying to live peacefully. And these people are not there to peacefully protest. They are there to cause mayhem and havoc.
Yeah, Caroline.
Well, I'm sure Caroline Levitt, beautiful. She's awesome.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
And Caitlin Collins will completely ignore that because that's not her job.
Portland has
a cold day in hell before she goes out and does any of her own research on this,
absolutely.
because it conflicts with the message she's trying to transmit. I'm sorry, I interrupted you, Pamela. Sorry.
I was just going to say that videos from people visiting there and who live there and are exploring the city are going viral on TikTok right now. People trying to expose what's actually happening on the ground there.
And what about the people there? The people that I lived in Chicago. I grew up there. I went back and visited for an additional 20 years after I left. It wasn't a crazy town. Where did everybody go? Why are they allowing this to happen in that city? And they've got a total Bolshevik, call him worse, for a mayor. Absolutely insane.
And that guy's got like a 7% public approval rating.
He talks
in the single digits.
He talks like he got the kind of support Hitler did in the late 30s. I mean, in all honesty, he doesn't give a rat's ass about what people think. He's implementing his agenda. Where's Obama? I thought that was his town. Why isn't he out there?
He's probably dealing with his divorce.
Oh, yes. Or that very expensive $1 billion boondoggle that the city already deeply regrets. Whoa, I'm going to have my library here. Whoa. Yeah, that was a good idea. A real good idea for the city. David, please give your blog address so we can direct people to your work and become subscribers and be better informed.
Yes, it's davidblackman.substack.com for politics and blackman.substack for energy, and I write about both every day.
Our thanks to virtual producer Mark Cumby for that clip, and anybody that wants to send it. I look at everything, and especially on Mondays, we're looking for things that are a little off the wall, and I have one. It's kind of naughty, but it's funny. which Saturday Night Live no longer is. Today's an anniversary for me.
It is?
3 years ago, I had my new central AC installed.
Oh.
And in a quick calculation of 3 years of electric bills since this new unit came from Clark's Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, because you can buy a new unit through them. I recommend it because then they're there to service and install. $8,200 in savings. That's more than the unit cost. So if you're in that position now, having your system enduring another long summer, Clark's could be your very best option. I know it was for us. And the unit itself, quiet, just incredibly energy efficient with immediate results, a digital display. Certainly keep them in your thoughts. But if your system just needs ongoing maintenance from a dependable company that does a great job, call 277-2125. Get yourself a membership. They'll come out right away, get you ready for the cool weather, which is right around the corner. You may be turning on the heat this weekend. And then they'll come back in the spring and get you ready for the long, warm weather season ahead. So your system isn't wasting energy. It does pay for itself. And if anything goes wrong, heating, AC, or plumbing, you've got the best in the business, a phone call away with priority service guaranteed at 277-2125. You can also visit clarkcomfort.com. Alabama certification number 09098 as we check in with Skipper at 342.
Well, most of our earlier accidents have already cleared, and we are looking pretty good everywhere. We are seeing traffic beginning to really build now on the boulevards, I-65 and 85. Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka reporting light to mostly moderate traffic. Buckle up, be safe. We'll keep you updated when accidents happen. At McKenna Nissan, up to $9,000 off select new Nissans. Plus, you get a lifetime warranty on powertrains on new Nissans. It's worth the drive. McKenna Nissan, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
News is brought to you by Budget Floors and More, your new best friend.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. Attorney General Steve Marshall released a statement following the deadly shootout in downtown Montgomery. Marshall stated the mass shooting underscores once again that our capital city is in crisis. Attorney General Marshall added that Montgomery's leadership refuses to acknowledge they have a serious problem. A Montgomery man has been arrested for shooting into a building and vehicle late last month. LaDarren Seawright can be seen on video surveillance arguing with several men, then firing multiple rounds. The gunfire struck a business and a vehicle, neither of which was occupied. The incident happened on September 20th in the 1000 block of West South Boulevard. Montgomery Public Schools students with perfect attendance were rewarded with tickets to the Alabama National Fair. More than 400 students at 26 MPS schools received the free tickets. MPS Student Attendance Ambassador partnered with the Kiwanis Club and the Alabama National Fair to provide the free tickets. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Del Rey to Publix.
Here at Adams Drugs, we let our customers do the talking. I'm here with Ronnie Taunton, who was a longtime customer of Adams Drugs, moved away for 3 years, and came back to town recently. Ronnie, what did you do for another pharmacy when you moved out of town?
When we moved to Fairhope, we were looking for a local. We did not want to go to a big box store. And we did find one, but the service was not up to par. Adams Drug really spoiled us.
What was it like to come back to Adams Drugs again?
It was very easy. We picked up the phone when we got back, came up to Prattville and called the branch there in Prattville, and they took that phone call and did the rest of it. We didn't have to do a thing. It was very simple. We're glad to be back with them. They're so efficient and customer service oriented.
Come in to any of our 12 Adams Drugs locations. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net to find the location nearest you. Adams Drugs is your independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Constipation with belly pain that keeps coming back and back and back. If your symptoms keep coming back, talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C. Linzess could help you get ahead of it. Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Hi, I'm Joseph with Rapid Fire Home Buyers, and I buy houses cash. If you have a house and you want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 334-675-1000. I pay cash and can close as quickly as you like. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and any location. I buy several houses per month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorced houses, behind on payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me rent houses. Do you own a house in rough shape and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great. I love buying those houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you have a house and you want to sell it fast, call me at 334-675-1000. That's 334-675-1000. Now play that catchy jingle.
Sell your house the easy way. Call Rapid Fire Home Buyers today.
Fox Tuesday is the place for uncovering mysteries and memories.
I had a car accident. I lost 8 years in my life.
First, it's an all-new murder in a small town.
Your success rate in solving major crimes is superb.
Surprises the heck out of me too sometimes. Then, it's a new episode of the smash hit, Doc.
You're having memories? They're just weird flashes. I need my life back. I will do whatever it takes.
Tuesday on Fox 20.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you get a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Your chances of encountering a light shower as you go to the Alabama National Fair tonight are actually very small. Otherwise, very comfortable. Overnight low temperature down to about 70. We'll say the rain chances less than 20%, but not zero tomorrow. And maybe some widely scattered showers Wednesday and Thursday, but the chances are rather remote. Upper 80s for a high on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we'll turn a little cooler again by late week. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank has digital banking solutions to help you keep up. Check balances, pay bills, and much more. Learn more at cbsbank.com. Charges and fees may apply from your cellular service provider. Contact your service provider for information. Member FDIC.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
As we return to our tour of the never-ending American Idiocracy with David Blackman, you may have seen this, David, but I want our listeners to hear it because it's so well done.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be MAGA. To me, being MAGA meant I loved the United States of America. Even before I knew what politics was, I knew where I stood. I knew I had to be one of them. It was there I belonged. To me, it meant waving the flag when they told you to hide it. It meant telling the truth in a world full of lies. We prayed out loud, said what's what, and didn't care who got offended. And we could spot crazy a mile away. In a world full of Karens, we were the only ones laughing. While they whined, we got to work. We fought for the America we knew was still there. The one of freedom, faith, and a better future for our families. That's the dream. It was ours and we weren't going anywhere. We'd never give up and we'd never give in. And that is what it means to be MAGA.
A few days ago, a member of Congress of this body.
They gave you a stop button on the playback that's about less than the size of a head of a pin.
Yeah. It's like target practice.
Thank you. It's not that I'm uncoordinated or incapable, but some of these are hard to stop on time. But that was a beautiful replication of the open to Goodfellas. And whether you like it or not, us MAGA folks are good fellas and good women.
Agreed.
I'm not backing off that. David, I want to briefly touch on something one of my correspondents sent. We have a local newspaper that continues to shrink in size. It's about the size of an Archie comic book these days. And you'll never guess the company that owns our local newspaper. It's Gannett.
Oh.
And you'll be happy to see neither yesterday, Sunday, or today. I'm going to hold this up to the camera. That's the 2 days juxtaposed next to each other. There's not a peep about a mass shooting downtown in either one of these papers. Not one.
Wow.
Not a peep.
What good is that? I mean, what's the purpose of a local newspaper?
Protecting the mayor. Just like our local TV stations, they're just as guilty, because one of the things that came up in our visit with Dr. Thrasher today, the unreported crimes, the things that don't make the news, the things that get shunted aside, because it's not about solving a problem. It's about making somebody look good or better than they deserve to look.
Or they hold on to a story for so long, they're hoping that nobody cares about it for 8 hours later.
You know what the
and
big
they
news?
Just forget.
You know what the big news is in your Montgomery Advertiser? We're opening a new Guthrie's.
Wow!
Oh, they was talking about that all day and night. Nothing against Guthrie's, by the way, but this is again part of the problem too, because most of the legacy media is still pretty much under the control of the Democrats, and this doesn't help anybody either. Just unbelievable. But some of the stuff I've seen on social media in the aftermath of this event has been incredible.
We have a traffic.
Well, let's get everybody's attention the proper way.
Short wave. Take it down, quick. What's it say? Shut up.
On the southbound side of 85, right outside here between exits 4 and 6, there's 2x4s in the middle of the road. They didn't say how many. Somebody was carrying something and it fell off.
I did see, and it wasn't that long ago, the police pull somebody over, and the best judgment I could make was that they were pulling them over because the back of the truck was very poorly loaded. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case at all. Hey, what's AOC up to these days, David?
Well, she's doing a lot of stuff. She's making a fool of herself on social media.
Of course.
She is, last night she said we should, what's his name? Stephen Miller, who's 5'8", which is maybe half an inch less than average height for a man in the United States. She
He's
said,
not a munchkin.
She said he deserves to be ridiculed because he's short. And And my question is, well, I guess now it's open season on her buck teeth and her harsh face and her shrill voice, right? So we can just go after her on all those attributes. I mean, it's just, how stupid is that? I mean, it's just so stupid and ridiculous. Bernie Sanders, the guy she's been running around the country with all year, is about 5'6", you know.
To warn people about the oligarchy. A word that most of them couldn't spell or pronounce and have no idea what it means. None whatsoever.
And my God, Nancy Pelosi's like 4'10". I mean, she's a tiny little woman.
Yeah, I've never seen her in person. So
I mean, she used to be taller, but now she's kind of all hunched over. And anyway.
Well, that vodka diet is not good for your posture.
Yeah, it's not good for the spine. Yeah.
No.
We have another traffic also.
Can anybody behave today?
It's construction now going into Prattville on 31.
Oh.
It has the lanes reduced down to 1. So it's
because nobody wants to go back to
slow and
Prattville
stop.
at this time of day. So this is the perfect time to do construction. Unbelievable. Oh, and other big news. We actually had rain last night, a little bit.
Yeah. We had a soaker for a
I'm
few
so
minutes.
jealous. My God, I was just thinking this morning, I've kind of forgotten what a good rain feels like.
Yeah.
It's July.
I love Stephen Miller though, and of course they're attacking him because he absolutely pulls no punches when it comes to attacking them and their idiotic ideas.
Well, right. And think what she's responding to. She knows they are losing this shutdown battle because of the sombrero memes, all the sombrero videos. And literally, they're getting destroyed. There's a Washington Post poll out this morning. It says 62% of Americans now expect the Republicans to win the argument on the shutdown, and they expect the Democrats to take the blame. And it's all attributable to the communication strategy. This is the first shutdown in which the Republican Party's ever had an intelligent communication strategy. It's amazing that it took this long.
Truly is. We have a great clip to open the next hour, and we may have a call in just 272-9228. Please join the conversation.
Hello.
Whatever it is you wish to discuss here as we explore the great American idiocracy. Justice Kavanaugh, there was an attempt. Somebody wanted to assassinate him, got a whole 8 years in prison.
Yeah.
How come
he was
a charge like that, a conviction like that?
Yeah, I mean, the guy was trans, and the judge was sympathetic because he's trans, and and here's the thing, okay? What did the judge say? She could have sentenced him to life, basically. The guideline called for an average sentence of 27 years. She gives him 8. It says because he's mentally ill, which is what we all know, that trans 98% of the time is a mental illness. It's a mental and emotional.
We need more asylums.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So here we had this left-wing judge admitting the truth in order to give the guy a break. Anyway.
Bring back asylums.
Well, we can't do it like the state hospitals that we had all over the country in the 60s and 70s, which really were hellholes. I mean,
it has to be in a humane way.
Right. These people need and deserve treatment.
Yeah.
And when you find a kid who's in school who wants to say they're trans, what you generally find is they've got a mother who's crazy. Okay?
Yes, absolutely.
And that's really the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And it's horrible. It's a human atrocity what we're doing to these children. In the name of this madness, and so much of it is it's just pushed by the media and the propaganda factories that they are, and it's just awful. History is not going to treat our society well for what we've done on that issue.
Mm-mm.
Right now, retiring Auburn basketball coach Bruce Pearl's on TV being interviewed as to why he's divisive. This is divisive.
Why is he?
I guess having an opposing view makes you divisive.
An opposing view on what? He's a good basketball coach. What?
And he's great with the character of young men and runs a disciplined team. He's his big mistake. He happens to be an outspoken conservative on a lot of issues.
Of course.
So that's why he's divisive.
Yeah.
It's cutting the bull crap. What it is.
Mm-hmm. We have a call from Soldier Boy at 3:59.
Hey, Greg, thanks for taking my call. Dave? Hello?
You're on.
Hello?
Okay. Yeah, Dave, I just wanted to say something. When I was in the military, because of the shutdown during Jimmy Carter, do you remember those years?
Oh, sure. I hate to admit it, but yes, I do.
We've been trying to forget those years.
I was in the SAC, Strategic Air Command, on call 24/7 on a pad, right? And there's at Warner Robins, which is an air logistics civilian base. So the whole base was empty except for active duty military. Well, what's interesting is when we Waterman shut down, my car company, my mortgage company, they all understood what was going on. So they said, "Don't worry, we're not going to charge you any late fees, no matter how long this takes. You just reimburse us once they repay you back." I said, "Okay, great." But what's the sad part of what it is young airmen that are one stripers and two stripers that lived off base that were married with children and 3 or 4 kids, them getting food. What could they buy? They couldn't buy gas. They couldn't buy food because they got no cash. A lot of these young couples don't have, saving money, and the thought of saving money. But you know what I'm about?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a problem. And if this thing lingers on, that's going to become a real hardship for people. I mean, right now, payday's not until the end of this week for the federal employees. And so, they haven't missed a paycheck yet, so it's not a big hardship. But you get past this week, and it's going to be a significant thing for a lot of people, which just makes it all so much more inexcusable. The House passed a clean CR. It's just the continuation of Biden spending.
Well, sometimes it's a small person like the airman that gets hurt.
Yeah,
because they don't have the money to buy food for their kids, and they say, "Well, why don't their wives be working?" When you got 3 or 4 kids, I'm sorry, that's a full-time job.
Yeah.
There are places in this country where base pay and entitlements still aren't enough, and people qualify for assistance when they are in the military. That is crazy.
Yeah,
the hardest working person in the military is
the spouse.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah, because they're the ones that have to hold everything together.
Yes.
The whole household and everything together. And people just don't realize that sometimes how much dependence. One lady one time, we were at a function. She didn't like the word dependent too much because she was a nurse. And she said, I pay my own bills and I bring my own money home for this family. I'm not dependent on anybody. And I'm not sure as hell dependent on my husband over there. I was like, whoa.
I mean,
do they still use that word?
Yeah, they do.
They could. Really? Oh my God. Boy, they hated it when as I was getting out, they were thinking about
that's feminism.
Well, they were pissed about it. But sometimes they're not the ones that had the opportunity to save money. How do you save money when you're married and got 3 or 4 kids? Really? And you're an airman?
No, that's dang near impossible.
Well, some of these kids went in the Air Force with 2 or 3 kids already before they had their 4th one.
Just so they could make ends meet. Not to save, just so they could make ends meet.
Yeah.
Soldier Boy, thanks so much for the call. And you're 100% correct on everything.
Mm-hmm.
David, what did you say we should insult AOC's donkey teeth?
Yeah, she got buck teeth. She's got kind of a horse face. I mean, she's going to go after
I've got
for being 5'8". I guess everything's fair game now.
It is.
How about her waxed upper lip? I know she waxes her upper lip.
Does she? Because sometimes she doesn't.
She waxes.
Sometimes you can see the shadow. And I wonder if people that work for her don't like her and let her go out in public like that. I'm serious.
She might be kind of high maintenance to work for.
As our guest David Blackman says so brilliantly, you couldn't make these people up in a million billion years. And why would you if you could? And we'll wrap our first hour up with that. But before we take our break here, David Blackman, please give everybody once again your blog address so they can become better informed citizens. And by the way, entertained. This man can make you laugh when he makes points.
So it's davidblackman.substack.com for politics and blackman.com for energy. I write about, or blackman.substack for energy. I write about both every day. I can't get my addresses straight.
We'll be back with David in just a moment, and we have a really hilarious clip to open the next hour of the Idiocracy. You could help AOC with a hairy upper lip.
I could.
I wouldn't want her to go to your place, but business is business, right? You don't turn anybody away.
Guess.
You're not going to be like some of these joints that throw conservatives out because they don't like the politics.
No, I accept everybody.
Well, that's good to know. And these are the kinds of issues that AMS Studios in Prattville can have. Be bringing you the Movie Maven a little bit later today. Some interesting stuff to talk about. But what would you like to, first of all, Christmas season, getting closer.
Yes.
Gift certificate time.
Gift certificates.
Get
That's
on the
a
website.
one size fits all gift.
And if you have questions, feel free to consult at 730-1268, 730-1268, and see if you can't find something and surprise somebody with either some type of treatment, facial, whatever they've been thinking about. Because you know how moms can be. They'll spend money on everybody else but themselves. Or perhaps something in the spoilage department. Again, facials fall into that category, massages.
Absolutely.
So there's all kinds of ways you can make someone feel very special with a gift certificate to AMS Studios.
Yes. I am building a new website right now. So I'm going to get the new, it's probably going to be amsstudios.com, just no dash.
But
it's in under construction right now. So if you want to find out anything, go to our Facebook, where you can find links to our booking system and find out about all the services that we offer. Facebook is a great resource.
Okay. And we'll talk a little bit more about it later in the afternoon. Right now, we're going to go to the traffic dungeon, and we have Salem Radio Network News in 2.5 minutes.
Well, we have an accident now. Taylor Road at Halcyon Summit Drive. Please use caution there. Other than that, busy traffic. We're seeing a lot of cars now on the interstates, boulevards, folks getting off work. Please buckle up, drive carefully. Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka, light to moderate traffic flow at the moment. We will keep you updated. High school students get a head start on college with dual enrollment at Trenton State. Over 400 students are taking advantage of this program. Registration is going on now for spring 2026. Go to trentumstate.edu/dual enrollment for more information. I'm Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
Looking for insurance, or maybe you're just not satisfied with your current carrier? How does quality coverage with local service and competitive rates sound to you? The folks at Stark Agency offer just that. Whether you need insurance for your business, car, home, or life, Stark Agency can help. As an independent insurance agency with over 20 of the top insurance carriers, Stark is sure to find the perfect match for you and your loved ones. Visit their site at starkagency.com or give them a call at 334-263-5535 for a quote today.
Some nights, you just want great food and a place to unwind. Welcome to Jack's Tavern, where you get all the incredible flavors of Epicure in a laid-back tavern atmosphere. Perfectly grilled steaks, hand-breaded seafood, and pastas that put the chain restaurants to shame. Pair it with an extensive wine list or one of 58 beers on tap poured freakishly cold. Jack's Tavern, open Tuesday through Saturday. Good fun, good drinks, no rush. Just relax and enjoy.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. The stalemate over how to end the government shutdown is stretching into another week without a clear resolution in sight. Both parties trading blame for the funding lapse. The Senate expected to hold another vote at 5:30 Eastern Time, just an hour from now, to see if they can come to terms. Israeli and Hamas officials have launched indirect talks on a U.S.-drafted peace plan to end the war in Gaza. The talks set to resume on Tuesday in Egypt on the second anniversary of the war, which Hamas launched with its bloody October 7th attack. Rival gunmen started shooting at one another in a crowded downtown nightlife district in Alabama's capital city on Saturday. Montgomery police say 2 people were killed and 12 injured. The U.S. Supreme Court began its new term today, and today it rejected more than 800 pending appeals. This is SRN News.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
Every day I speak with people who are worried and are feeling a lot of pressure because of credit card debt. That's why I'm very proud of what we do at Trinity. We just help. We give people the support they need, along with a real plan to become debt-free. Credit card bills are consolidated into a single monthly payment that is much less than what they were paying before. Most of our members end up saving thousands and even may improve their credit scores by as much as 200 points. I know from the bottom of my heart that I'm making a difference in the lives of the people we help. It just makes me really happy.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-936-5496.
My name is Julie, and I'm a Trinity counselor. Call me and become debt-free for keeps.
1-800-936-5496.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. For tough, good-looking roofs, it's Tamco Shingles from Alabama Wholesale Lumber. For great folks and great prices, call Alabama Wholesale Lumber.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Your chances of encountering a light shower as you go to the Alabama National Fair tonight are actually very small. Otherwise, very comfortable. Overnight low temperature down to about 70. We'll say the rain chances less than 20%, but not zero tomorrow. And maybe some widely scattered showers Wednesday and Thursday, but the chances are rather remote. Upper 80s for a high on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we'll turn a little cooler again by late week. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Ready to borrow smarter this season? Apply online in minutes at yourasecu.com. Call 334-270-9011 or visit your local branch today.
ASD Credit Union. Your life, your goals, your ASD.
Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers.
I am Jeff Bezos. You'll excuse me if I dispense with my usual pleasantries and salutations because you've got a job to do. Prime Day starts tomorrow. Come on, time to roll up your sleeves and rise to the challenge of making me the world's richest man. You see, I'm tired of being the thirsty third behind Elon Musk's sloppy seconds and Larry Ellison's filthy firsts. Is it too much to ask that you drop a measly grand on some trinkets and widgets and gizmos in order that we all can raise our voices together and chant as one? I'm number one! I'm number one! Come on, people, louder. I'm number one! I'm number one! LFG!
A regular Monday guest on our tour of the American Idiocracy with our guest David Blackman, blogger extraordinaire, oil and gas industry expert, along with co-host Pamela Dubuque. I'm Greg Budell. Lots to talk about. I posted the juxtaposition of the newspapers. No coverage in our local newspaper about the shooting. The new Guthrie's is open. That's the headliner. And I don't know if you've seen this, David. I'm not sure. You can't be sure of anything today if it's AI or if this was an actual guest on The View.
Oh, gosh.
Now, I have to put out the usual warning.
Warning. The following contains language of a frank and explicit nature. Discretion is advised.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
You're incorrigible.
Well, that was just a throw-in there. This is Joy. Why are so many joyless people named Joy? It's Joy Behar. With the usual TDS.
And had Minority Leader Jeffries wearing a sombrero and a mustache.
Oh, my God.
What I find really despicable is the resorting to racism and xenophobia, which they always seem to do. So they have Speaker Jeffries in this sombrero and this mustache, trying to basically imply that the Democrats are holding out for health care for undocumented immigrants. That's what that messaging was supposed to be.
Racist.
And it's extremely racist.
Wow.
It's extremely xenophobic. It's feeding sort of that xenophobia that we're seeing a lot in this country.
So that is a meme. It's obvious that it's a meme. And sticking that huge AI-generated warning on it, honestly, is an insult to the intelligence of your audience. But maybe you know your audience better than I do. But it's called a meme. And the right is very good at creating political memes that effectively get a point across. In this case, healthcare for illegal immigrants. Now, if you find that meme racist, then this photo of you, Joy, in blackface, which is not a meme, nor is it AI generated, must undeniably be racist by your own standards, no?
We'll be right back.
I think that's like cutting screens together.
Right. He's
not really doing that.
Funny guy out on X. Yeah.
It's still good.
Yeah, it's still good.
And that is a picture of Joy Behar in
Yeah.
blackface. There's Bill Maher, who is trying to help the Democrats by calling their attention to the fact that they are so far off the deep end. I love what he had to say about Kamala's book. What is it, 107 Days? He said, which would have been better entitled, Everybody But Me Sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would have been the accurate
basically
title.
what it amounts to. You know, she's thrown everybody under the bus, and now apparently she still thinks she's going to run for president.
No.
28. I got bad news for her. She doesn't have any friends anymore. Who's going to support her?
Yeah, it reminds me of an episode of Veep where that chubby guy that played the advice, hey, the donors don't want you, the people don't want you, you've got no chance. But she ran anyway, and eventually, well, if you watch the show, you know how all that works out. One of the more disgusting stories over the weekend was the refusal to let Kristi Noem use the restroom in Chicago.
In a public building in Chicago, a government building.
What justification did they use
for the Trump administration?
That's all it takes. You just have to be, and you can't use their toilets because what? They're going to turn orange? What? I mean, I'd love to know what. I hope she sues the son of a bitch.
I mean, that's if they want to be that way about it, you can't do anything to them about it. The thing that disturbed me is the language that Pritzker is now using, just telling her to get out of Chicago. And they're using, the Democrat governors and mayors now are using the same language that Democrat governors and mayors in the South used in the lead up to the Civil War. I mean, you can go read history books. You'll see exactly the same kind of stuff happening. They single out these laws they don't like and that they don't want to enforce. And, they refuse to do it. And they're staging an insurrection on the streets of our big cities now. That's an active insurrection sanctioned by the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
So it's all very much the same as the atmosphere that existed in this country prior to the Civil War. And it's being instigated by Democrat politicians, just as it was instigated by Democrat politicians in 1860. It's very disturbing. It's very troublesome. And it didn't end well for the Democrat governors and mayors back then. And it's probably not going to end well for them this time either. Hopefully it won't end violently like it did in the 1860s. But, they're pushing as hard as they can to get it to that point, as I've been predicting for 9 years. This has been easy to see coming, and I'm afraid they're really escalating pretty significantly now. It's the news is speeding up.
I agree.
every day. Yeah.
David, they're escalating as if this is their strategy now.
Yeah.
Chaos is all they've got.
I don't know how they think it would end well for them. I just don't. They don't control any levers of real power. They control corrupt federal judges, but they're as inconvenient as their rulings are. They're not determinative, and so they just don't have a single lever of real power in the country right now. So it's kind of shocking to me to see them doing this at this point.
By the way, an update to Justin, our mayor, who replied to a statement by Governor Kay Ivey by calling for more gun laws.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, that's what we got to do to prevent things like Saturday night from happening.
Kay Ivey said that?
No, our mayor said that to the governor. That's how we're going to prevent another incident like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because the bad guys and gangs historically have always followed the law.
As I'm planning on seeking revenge with one of my thug buddies downtown, where do I register my weapons so that I'm legal when I shoot the...
Please take my gun from me before I do something bad with it.
Now you know why we call this visit the Idiocracy. because he, I guess, must believe that.
Mm.
Chicago, just to remind everyone, Chicago and Washington, D.C. have the most restrictive gun laws in this whole country.
Right.
They're the murder capitals of this country. I mean, Washington, D.C. anymore because Trump took it over.
You know what?
Yeah.
What irritates me big time more, I mean, the mass shootings and the gang crime and all that stuff is awful. And I still think that the only way to stop some of these people is a good guy with a gun stopping a bad guy with a gun, because you can't trust the police to get there, especially in Montgomery. And I know that there are people carrying guns who can't defend themselves, and that ticks me off because they're carrying them to jump other people in situations like this, not to defend themselves or others against these people. That's a frustrating truth that exists, because I'm sure that there are people in these crowds or at these venues or other people at these gas stations, and they're carrying.
Yeah.
But it's not for the purpose of defense. They have no idea how to use it in that way.
Right. Yeah. And no doubt, I forget the number, but Chief Grayboys did indicate that there were a number of people carrying at the event. I want to see, apparently they've arrested nobody
Right.
in this thing yet.
Cameron said there's a $50,000 reward because they're still trying to find who it was.
Yeah. And they'll get, if they catch somebody, they'll get arrested and probably get like a huge $500 bail, and they'll be back out on the street.
And we should talk about who that judge is when that happens.
Yeah. Unbelievable. 4:23 is the time. I have a clip here of Kristi Noem with a message for the mayor of Chicago. I have to believe this is probably going to be pretty good. Maybe we give it a listen.
Sure.
And of course, these deceptively framed clips look like they're ready to play, but they're not. I've got a few seconds left on an ad.
You got to share it for me.
Of course, I'm going to share it.
Mhm.
Watch me.
I still have joy over here.
I am so fast. There you go. And let's hear what you had to say.
Well, let's remember that mayor has a less than 6% approval rating in Chicago. So the people who live there, less than 6%, think he might be doing somewhat of a good job. Overwhelmingly, that man is a failure. He's a failure for his people and hasn't stood up for the victims of the crimes that have happened in his city. So we're going to keep doing our work. Every day when we're there doing our operations, when I'm there with them, people on the streets are clapping as we do our work. They're clapping as these officers are arresting these bad criminals. And out of the 12 that we arrested during the short period of time I was there, 6 of them had criminal records in their backgrounds that the state had arrested them and just turned them loose on the street again for assault, for weapons possession, for robbery. Those individuals now are off the streets thanks to President Trump, not thanks to that mayor who's delusional.
See, I'm conflicted about this because I don't want him to send the National Guard into all these cities. Like, I don't want the federal government to be involved in that. And I know that this is one of those cases where they probably should be, but I think that the people who live here should leave or stand up to this and stop it. Leave.
I wonder what's taking so long.
Mass exodus. I mean, leave.
This has been going on in Portland for 5 years. When do people get sick of it? And some of these other places. And then you've got a total lunatic getting ready to become the next mayor of New York. And you wonder, how a city that with a population of so many high income earners cares so little about protecting the money they have.
I know.
Not being robbed, why they would elect for somebody who is advocating no bail, reimagine the police, all of that happy horse. Reimagine the police when you're on the end of somebody's gun or somebody's pounding your head into the pavement and robbing you blind. I mean, reimagine the police.
I think they've reimagined the police in Montgomery, and now we just have to imagine them because they're not actually there.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
imaginary. Yeah.
No,
There's
there's no
until they're imaginary.
Yeah.
Our incredible shrinking police force. This is deliberate. There's no doubt in my mind, and the fact that what officer wants to work
They
for
don't.
a mayor that doesn't have their back.
No. I don't know how the ones who are still here do it. Props to them because
Yeah.
I have worked in a toxic environment like that in the military, and it does not make you want to do your job and show up and do it well at
No.
all. So they have insane integrity and will for the people to just show up and do that.
By the way, just as an aside, because we have like a minute before we take the next break, David Blackman, Saturday Night Live came back. I haven't heard anybody say anything about the show, but I do know that one of the people they brought back was their Trump impersonator, and they opened with a segment about Trump, the overlord of the late night talk shows and what people are saying about him. I didn't see the skit. I just think that they and all the rest, only people with severe TDS want to see that. You've blown
it's
it.
the same audience that watches Jimmy Kimmel is watching that show.
A very small one.
Who's once again back in ratings hell, right? I mean, the guy.
But whatever, they keep him on the air. It doesn't matter. He's irrelevant basically at this point. And think about it. The only time that guy's actually made any real news in the last 2-3 years really is that dust up recently about what he said about Charlie Kirk. That's the only time the guy's actually been relevant to anything. So,
and of course, the worst, I believe we may have talked about it Thursday. Kimmel and Colbert were guests on each other's show because nothing stimulates success when two failures are,
right.
Oh, God.
Bumping heads together. That's got to be great.
I'm sure that really boosted their ratings.
We have a call. Let's get this in before we hit 4:30 already. Wow. Robert, you're on with David Blackman.
Hey, hi guys. Hey, Dave.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. The incident that happened this weekend downtown. Okay, we can't put the blame on the police department. None at all.
No.
Because you cannot control ignorancy. You can't control ignorancy. And what happened was somebody fired, and everything with a gun returned fire. It was just total democracy and ignorancy. Our police department, I think, is one of the best. I just can't take nothing from them. The new police chief, I think he's doing a great job, and I think he's going to get things even better. But right now, ignorancy cannot be stopped. You can't do nothing with ignorant, but let ignorant be ignorant. Now, what the problem is, the judges and the state legislators need to pass some laws that we have so much teeth into it that if you even think about doing something as ignorant what they did downtown, that you'll be so afraid that you'll lock yourself up.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's why we've been talking about how we want to talk about the judges who post these low bails, and people need to know who's doing that.
The police can only arrest, but it's up to the lawmakers and the law enforcers to penalize.
Yep.
And when you have a judge that won't conduct a trial, and you have a prosecutor that won't bring charges, this them out right back out on the street to shoot some more people.
This is nothing new, by the way. When Dr. Thrasher, who is again a tour de force in raising awareness and challenging city officials, they really hate him down there. When they see his name in their inbox, it's like, trouble. But I remember this officer's name. This happened in 2007. He had done a routine traffic stop. A young man got out of the car and murdered him, shot him in the head, and then took off. They finally caught him in Tennessee. The chilling moment came when Dr. Thrasher said, I was in the ER and when he came in. So he's a champion for the city. He doesn't want he wants the mayor to succeed. He wants the city to succeed. He keeps it totally apolitical party-wide, but has pointed out This is a blueprint for Blue City disaster. We're just another one now.
Yeah.
Where it's a thug culture. And
we had somebody come here who is known around the country online for the documentaries he does on gang crime in these cities.
Yes.
And he came to Montgomery and got all these guys on camera talking about it.
Yeah.
You can't just gloss that over and pretend that it's not there.
No, absolutely
It's very real.
David, we'll be back for one more big segment and then our usual sports and baseball wrap up on the show today in just a couple of minutes. David Blackman with us on News Talk 93.1 FM at 431. Bringing beautiful flooring within reach of everyone has been the mission of Georgia Floors Direct literally since it opened back in the year the earth stood still, 1969, and they continue to do it. Year after year, consumers here vote them the best in flooring, and for good reason, because with selection and service, nobody's better. Huge selection of all types and styles of your favorite flooring. Hardwoods, laminates, tiles, luxury vinyl plank flooring, you name it, they have it in great abundance. Georgia Floors Direct is a place where you'll meet the merry band of floorers, as I call them, Jeff Mallinson's group of customer service examples. I mean, they literally are the guys that created the template for how to treat people, how to make their flooring wishes and dreams come true. With holiday season right around the corner, if you got a room or two in your home you want to improve, go there. Talk to Jeff Mallinson and his team about your budget, what you'd like to accomplish, and then let them take that mission and run with it, because they will make it happen, as they have for thousands. All installations done by their own people. By the way, if you want to chop your Thanksgiving stuffing on a marble or granite kitchen countertop, they have a great selection of those, and window coverings as well. In one location on the boulevard across from Lowe's. Georgia Floors Direct, 433.
We have an accident on Ann Street right near I-85. Please watch out for it. If you're leaving Montgomery on Highway 31, from Hunter Loop all the way across the Alabama River Bridge, there is very slow traffic due to some construction going on. Understand we have some one-lane traffic in that little area. Please use caution if you're headed up that way and be patient. Very busy everywhere, and traffic is really beginning to build all over the city this afternoon. Buckle up. We will keep you updated. Invisible Fence is more than a fence. Paired with hands-on training and the latest technology, your pet can enjoy more of the yard. Call Vicky at Invisible Fence, 265-2585. I'm Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
News is brought to you by Jack Ingram Nissan. Shop now at jackingramnissan.com.
1819 News.
The mayor of Montgomery, along with the police chief, held a press conference this Monday after a mass shooting took place in the downtown area over the weekend. 2 people were killed when a shooting between 2 groups broke out. Those victims are identified as 17-year-old Jeremiah Morris and 43-year-old Shalonda Williams. When Police Chief Jim Grabois was asked if the downtown area should be considered unsafe, Mayor Stephen Reed stepped in.
This is not about the location. This is about the people involved. And this is about the recklessness and the decisions they made that have impacted many, many other people beyond themselves. And they have to be held accountable for that. All right? Because if you take 2 lives here, you impact as many as they have, again, it wouldn't matter if it was around the corner from my house. The same thing should apply. That you ought to have a level of respect and dignity for human life. That's what being in a civilized society demands.
I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Are you enjoying 1819 News? If so, consider joining 1819 News as a member. As a nonprofit news organization, we depend on the support of Alabamians like you. Memberships start out as little as $5 a month, and you'll get access to exclusive content only offered to our members. You'll be supporting independent journalism done by people who cherish Alabama values. Become a member today by visiting 1819news.com and clicking Become a Member. That's 1819news.com and click Become a Member today.
Governor Ivey also released a statement following the shooting in Montgomery. Ivey says state leadership is now looking at all options on the table for ensuring that Montgomery is a safe city. Ivey says that new laws must be considered, as well as deploying more MAX units to the area. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
In the market for a used car? Visit jackingram.com to view our selection of luxury, domestic, and imported vehicles. With 8 locations and online at jackingram.com, Jack Ingram Motors is sure to have the perfect car for you.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. At PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Janny King, the king of clean, delivers reliable, high-quality commercial cleaning services through a proven franchise model that empowers local business owners. Janny King's franchise owners receive the training, support, and resources needed to succeed, while clients benefit from tailored cleaning solutions backed by a global brand. Janny King ensures consistent results, trust, and success for everyone we serve. Go to JannyKingCleans.com and find out how we can help you. That's JannyKingCleans.com.
Janny King, the king of clean.
Hannah, did we just really open up our own real estate brokerage?
We sure did. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group is officially here.
So this isn't just another name in real estate?
Nope, it's still us, the same hardworking individuals. It's just us leveling up to give our clients the best service possible.
More experience, more energy, and more results.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, who you have on your sign matters. So give me, Hannah Grantham, a call at 334-368-6358.
Or Eddie Bader at 334-322-0662.
The best pizza buffet in town just got better. In October, Pizza Perfect is rolling back the price to 2010. This month only, the buffet is only $10. Included on the buffet is pizza, spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink. Get it for lunch Monday through Saturday and for dinner on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. If you've never been to Pizza Perfect, now's a great time to go. $10 for the buffet. Pizza Perfect. Available for pickup and delivery. Pizza Perfect on Coliseum Boulevard, Eastbrook.
People come from miles around, from the farms and from the towns, to where excitement will be found at the Alabama National Fair.
Get ready for a week of excitement at the 72nd Alabama National Fair.
My family is so excited that the fair is back with its shows, concerts, great food, and the rides. I'm looking forward to Tuesday Night Pink Out when we all wear something pink for breast cancer awareness. Admission will be only $10, so wear something pink and join us.
And there's more great fun this week. Thursday night is Dollar Night. Just bring a non-perishable food item for the food bank. Get in for only $1. And the rides? Yep, just $1 each all night long. Friday is Pet Food Friday. Then get ready for a huge weekend of concerts. Anthony Hamilton Saturday night. On Sunday, Lee Greenwood with a salute to our hometown heroes. All thanks to the Porch Band of Creek Indians. Skip the line. Save time. Grab your tickets now at Ticketmaster. The Alabama National Fair is sponsored by the Kiwanis Club of Montgomery, Coca-Cola, and HNMA.
Alabama National Fair. It's the best 11 days of fall.
Hey guys, this is Todd Clark with River Region Contracting, your premier roofing contractor in Central Alabama. So remember the name, River Region Contracting, for all your roofing needs. We're not affiliated with any other roofing company in the River Region. We've been in the roofing business since 2005. We don't have to buy our leads, and we don't have to knock on doors when the storms come around. We have thousands of satisfied customers throughout Central Alabama. So call us at 334-356-8635. That's 334-356-8635.
Hey, this is Ray Bowles of Prattville Carpet. And since we've been advertising on Blue Water, our sales have increased dramatically. Blue Water has a large listening audience that is very faithful to their advertisers, and we greatly appreciate that. If you're thinking about advertising for your business, I would highly recommend Blue Water.
Radio works. It's as simple as that. Call us to find out how radio can work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Your chances of encountering a light shower as you go to the Alabama National Fair tonight are actually very small. Otherwise, very comfortable. Overnight low temperature down to about 70. We'll say the rain chances less than 20%, but not zero tomorrow. And maybe some widely scattered showers Wednesday and Thursday, but the chances are rather remote. Upper 80s for a high on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we'll turn a little cooler again by late week. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Del Rey to Publix.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Why are you going so fast?
I have an appointment with my barber.
You have an appointment with your barber. So you go 107 miles an hour, weaving in and out of traffic.
Never difficult to find people who are helping the idiocracy thrive. Yeah, that was...
Dang.
And you had time to think of a good explanation to tell the arresting officer why he was going. Yeah, got to see the barber. Okay. David, we have a couple of calls who have waited through the entire break to speak with you. So let's go to the phone at 272-9228 at 442. Here's Bob.
You know, that's sad out there, and nobody that I've talked to will recognize them or talk about them. In 1960, Johnson created the Great Society program, and that provided for women to be paid to have children. It didn't pay for them to nurture them, to teach them, or to love them, or keep them out of hot cars. Plus, it provided that the father could not be in the home to receive these benefits. Now, not all of the mothers that had children abused or beat up these kids.
True.
But a great portion of them did. You can see it if you open your eyes. They'd be knocked around, and like I say, you see where they've been put in hot cars and all kind of things. Well, there's been 4 generations of this. And in 4 generations, you've created a hostile, mean killing machine, and it's, Reed said it. They don't know how to resolve their conflict. Well, of course they don't. They're angry. And they just as soon shoot you as look at you. And I can't see any way we can turn around what has happened over 4 generations of welfare, creating some of these monsters that carry guns. So anyway, I put this out from time to time, and after I say it, nobody will even talk about it because it sounds racist, but it's not racist. It can happen to whites or blacks if you're abused for 4 generations.
True. And one reason why people are afraid to talk about it, and I think that is starting to wind down some, that people are finally, they've had enough and said, we got to deal with this. This is a real problem.
Mm-hmm.
The very party that gave us this fatherless household system for the purpose of plantationing generations of votes to keep those household subsidies going is now throwing them the world's biggest pity party and blaming everything on Donald Trump and white people in general. And I'm sick of it.
Absolutely.
We're all sick of it.
Absolutely.
And it's time we speak out, or it's only going to get worse. Thank you for the call. David?
Yeah, there was a great Democrat senator in 67, and I hate to even say it, but I'm forgetting his name, who predicted exactly what the caller said would happen, and was roundly, basically almost run out of the Democratic Party for saying the truth about the AFDC program. That's the program he's talking about.
Yeah, for dependent family.
And their children. Lyndon Johnson knew it too. I mean, he did it intentionally. And,
he used the N-word in describing his master plan, that great Democrat did.
But he got the result he wanted. So
yeah, and now we're stuck living with it. And it's got to be changed one way or another, hopefully not through more tragedy. Here is Steve. You're on with David Blackman.
Yeah, I saw something on the internet at work today, but I didn't get a chance to read it. When I bring my computer up, I saw something about Trump taking another blow to his immigration policy. Does judge rule against him again as appeals court or what? Can you tell me what they're talking about?
Haven't seen anything.
I mean,
I'm looking it up.
We will get you an answer. Keep listening. Thank you. The federal layoffs are happening now amid the shutdown, as he promised. This is the thing. Donald Trump says, this is what I'm going to do if this continues, and then he does it. Why, though, are they not? If I were him, I would ask for national TV time, demand it, as he has the right to do, and explain, here's why the government shut down. Because the Democrats want to add another $1.5 trillion in debt for the following reasons. And then just read that list of demands they have. It's all insane crap. It's nonsense. It's not going to make the country better, safer, prosperous, or any other thing. And put it out there, because the media is doing nothing but protecting and promoting more of this insanity.
Yeah, and it's only happening because Chuck Schumer's feeling insecure in his reelection for 2028. He thinks AOC is going to challenge him and thinks she would probably beat him unless he finds a way to really appeal to the radicals in the Democrat base, which is most of them now. And that's purely what this is all about. This could end, in the next hour if Chuck Schumer relents, but he won't.
David, I understand. Well, let me ask you this. Tell us about Chicas Bonitas in Dallas. Can't wait to hear this story.
So ICE did a raid Saturday of a strip club in Dallas, Texas, and picked up 41 illegal aliens in the strip club, all of whom are being held on charges of human trafficking.
Oh,
wow. In one strip club in the city of Dallas, Chicas Bonitas.
And the mayor didn't demand that ICE leave or that.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, isn't it? How it works in some places and not so much in others. Human trafficking. And I'll bet if Kristi Noem needed a public restroom in Dallas, the mayor would happily point her out to one.
Yeah, I don't think she'd have a problem in Dallas. She could find a Buc-ee's if nothing else. or a Quick Trip. They got nice bathrooms too.
Oh, I love a Quick Trip.
Barry Weiss is about to become editor-in-chief at CBS News. Is this going to change anything? Should we be optimistic at all about this move?
Well, I mean, she's a good journalist. She's a classic liberal, but she has sense and she's got integrity and she's honest. She left the New York Times because of the woke mob that had formed inside the newsroom at the New York Times several years ago and formed the Free Press out on Substack, actually. And Paramount bought them out for $150 million and making her the editor-in-chief at CBS News. And she'll change things. She'll do what she can, but it's going to, for her to be successful, David Ellison, who is the new CEO of Paramount and CBS, is going to have to provide her with full, unreserved backing and be willing to fire people, just like it's happening at the FBI and these federal agencies who resist. And if he's not willing to do that, then nothing's going to change, because the woke culture is as embedded at CBS News as it is at the New York Times. And they will do everything to undermine her that they can think to do. There will be all kinds of damaging leaks to the media, other media operations, whether they're true or not. Most of them won't be true, but it'll all be designed to undermine everything she's trying to do. They all hate her already. Even before they meet her, They hate
Of course.
her because she's going to try to change things at this propaganda operation that is a tool of the Democratic Party, and that all these people that are in that newsroom are bought into, or they wouldn't be there. So it's a hell of a job. I don't envy her that task. I admire her for taking it on. I wish her luck, and I hope she changes some things, but I'm not optimistic.
I've heard that some of the heads are going to roll on that ridiculous morning show they have, which is your mornings.
You know, I mean,
they should call the show what it is. Wake up to woke. It is. Oh my God.
I mean, you think about CBS. CBS was once the premier news operation in American media for 20, 30 years. It was the gold standard.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was biased, but it wasn't just outrageously so. And now they have the lowest rated morning show, the lowest rated evening news show. Even 60 Minutes ratings are way down from what they used to be. Nobody believes anything they read or see on CBS News anymore. I mean, it's just a complete catastrophe, a total breakdown in the news operation at that network. But they're all going to hate her, and they're all going to try to undermine her, and it's going to be living hell for her. So I hope she's.
That's pretty sad when a classic liberal is going to be undermined coming in. You think they'd celebrate?
You know, we say classic liberal. We're talking about somebody like John F. Kennedy, which these woke people consider to be a damn Visigoth. You know, it's they're just Attila the Hun to these woke people. You know, so it's tough. It's going to be real tough.
Did I read correctly, or did I dream this after the morning show that the Washington Post actually fact-checked the Democrats on the shutdown?
Yeah. Great editorial by the editorial board, calling them out on the stupidity of their position and all the lies they're telling and why they're wrong to be doing it. And that's something everyone should go read. It's I'm sure it's behind their paywall, but it's really good. Really good, which has been not anything I've ever said, I think, about a Washington Post editorial. So
I never thought I'd live long enough to see the Washington Post fact check a Democrat, and they're not used to that. They're going to get a lot of pushback on that. Yeah. Absolutely. And when is the mayoral election in New York? Because Andrew Cuomo predicts that Trump will take over New York City, but I don't know how he can do that. I don't know what options are going to be available. I guess the election's in November. This guy...
it's the first Tuesday in November. It's their regular election day.
It's just staggering to me that this guy even has a chance, much less is almost certain to win, based on what we know today.
I don't really see any way he doesn't win. These people in New York City appear to have a death wish for their city. And Cuomo said that. Trump has made noises about sending National Guard into New York City, but he hasn't really done anything about it yet. I don't think the situation in New York City is nearly as dire as it is in Chicago and Portland or Memphis. By the way, you're hearing nothing but good stuff coming out of Memphis, right?
Yeah,
had those people there for a week, and already the city is like completely changed. All the crime. There's no crime downtown Memphis anymore, and as long as you have a decent police presence, there won't be. Right? It's like someone was saying earlier. You just have to have a presence, and people understand that they will be arrested and prosecuted, and then the crime problem really diminishes greatly once that's established. But if Mamdani becomes the mayor, the city is going to collapse very quickly, very rapidly. 2 years from now, Trump might be wanting to send in the National Guard into that city because it's going to be a hellhole like it was in the 70s.
You mentioned the word resistance, and it's certainly still going on within many government agencies. But I love the fact that Kash Patel fired an FBI agent for having a gay pride flag on his desk. I guess he didn't get the memo. That's not our national flag. It's not because he's gay. I'm sure we have many competent gay FBI agents, but wearing it on your sleeve, at your desk, like daring somebody to do something about it? Well, they did.
I'm glad they fired the guy that wouldn't perp walk Comey.
Yeah, how about that? I mean, an arrest is an arrest.
That's what you have to do to clean these utterly corrupt institutions out. It's going to take years of doing that.
This will be our last call before we head to our little baseball chat. Crawdad, you're on with David.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Dr. Thrasher wanted to recommend a book. The author is Ken Hamblin. The book is Pick a Better Country. And the other thing I wanted to ask, if a new administration takes over Jackson Hospital, wouldn't that be just great? That it was the problem was at the top. It's a hospital is a great hospital. So I wanted to say that. And lastly, to all the woke people, just wake up.
All right, thanks. By the way, a former Alabama Medicaid employee sentenced Monday to 10 years in prison for stealing $100,000. This is the tip of the iceberg when it comes to fraud. That money's never going to come back. And this is one reason why hospitals are so challenged. What did you just see?
No, that's a lot.
Yeah.
$100,000.
Oh, did they bust an operation for Medicare fraud in Phoenix over the $1 billion mark? I mean, these funds.
How do people do that?
Because they can.
It's nuts.
They see the temptation and they don't do well with it. David, we got a 2-minute break here and then we're coming right back. Oh, this just into the News Talk Sports Desk. The Yankees have agreed to forfeit Game 3 of their series against Toronto and not be embarrassed one more time.
Oh,
we'll be back in a minute.
We have an accident on Ann Street right near I-85. Please watch out for it. If you're leaving Montgomery on Highway 31 from Hunter Loop all the way across the Alabama River Bridge, there is very slow traffic due to some construction going on. Understand we have some one-lane traffic in that little area. Please use caution if you're headed up that way and be patient. Very busy everywhere, and traffic is really beginning to build all over the city this afternoon. Buckle up. We will keep you updated. Invisible Fence is more than a fence. Paired with hands-on training and the latest technology, your pet can enjoy more of the yard. Call Vicky at Invisible Fence, 265-2585. I'm Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
It's a fact. Guys hate going to the doctor. But when it comes to erectile dysfunction and low testosterone issues, men from all over Montgomery have been thrilled seeing the providers at Montgomery Men's Health. Men all the way up to 95 years old have jump-started their sex drive and energy levels. Lots of men suffer with ED for years, but now they're able to enjoy sex again. Tom from Montgomery said, Montgomery Men's Health has changed my life. I have been able to be intimate with my wife for the first time in 5 years. She thought this problem was because of her, but the pills never worked for me. I had given up until I went to the clinic and realized there were more options for erectile dysfunction. Now I'm happy and my wife is happy. A visit for only $99, and that includes all testing, including a PSA and testosterone test. Give the guys at the clinic a call at 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACD.
The Democrats' current position is that the only way the American government can reopen is if illegal aliens can get free health care. Don't take my word for it. Just look at what's inside of the Democrats' proposal to reopen the government. Their funding proposal would result in nearly $200 billion spent on healthcare for illegal aliens and other non-citizens over the next decade. To put this in perspective, $200 billion is enough money to fund the entire children's health insurance program, which provides health insurance to low-income children and women. Under the Democrats' proposal, the millions of illegal aliens who improperly were granted asylum and paroled under the Biden administration would once again be allowed to receive Medicaid.
So there you go. There's the crux of the shutdown, and that's Caroline Levitt from the White House. I thought I'd toss that on in our final. It just,
I mean, the simple question is, if it's not about providing health care and free health care to illegal aliens, then why won't the Democrats remove those demands? It's pretty simple.
yeah, it's their covenant. It's their. I'm just lacking the words, and of course, I was articulate until yesterday. When I looked at the score of the Yankees game and had a minor stroke. Now I'm doing well. Dr. Thrasher took his level out today. He's a cardiopulmonary genius. He's in the Alabama Medical Hall of Fame. My eyes were level, so I'm coming along nicely.
Well, I looked online. I wasn't watching the game, but I looked online and saw the score was 11-0. So I had to send you that note on Facebook just asking if you were okay.
You know, that made me feel special. And I was with somebody. I said, look, this man cares about me. I didn't get a text from Pamela or Jacqueline. But yeah. The playoffs rarely go the way you think. Like Seattle and Detroit, you expected Seattle to, pound Detroit into submission in game one, lose game two because Detroit has their Cy Young pitcher going. It goes just the opposite. Seattle loses the first game. Seattle beats the best pitcher in the American League for game two, and now it goes to Detroit. I think Seattle's going to win that one.
I do too.
I really believe the Dodgers from top to bottom do have – the games will be competitive. I think, especially with Sasaki, who was the big sensation at the beginning of the season, then struggled. Now back in relief. He looked amazing.
Yeah, he had that elbow issue, and he's all healthy, and he's really got a heck of a sinker ball. It's hard to hit. Kind of like that kid that pitched for Toronto last night, that 22-year-old. That sinker ball was unhittable.
I couldn't watch. I may. When I'm mentally well again, I'll watch some of that because I was following the game online on game day on MLB.com. Oh, not to change topics, but there's Governor Pritzker on TV.
Get in my belly.
So I think Toronto and Seattle will make a good series, but I'm mad at Canada. And Seattle's crazy, even though I like Cal Raleigh and I like their players. And neither team, Seattle's never been to a World Series. Toronto, it's been 33 years.
Yeah.
So they're due. And I think we'll see Milwaukee and LA play in the final. And last time they did, LA prevailed. So
well, I'm still holding out hope for the Cubs. We'll see. I mean, they're going to have to win tonight. If they don't win tonight, then they'll lose the series. But
yeah,
I'm still hopeful. I like the Cubs. I just like that team. I think that it's a good team, but Milwaukee looks double tough.
Hey, that Alabama Crimson Tide seems to have recovered from that horrible first week. Back in the top 10.
Yeah, no, they've not just recovered. They look like a national championship kind of team. Vanderbilt's
on a roll.
That beating Vanderbilt by 2 touchdowns like they did is no small thing. Vandy's pretty good. So they're looking good to me. Texas, on the other hand.
What's their story?
Texas.
Are they 3-2 or?
Well, we were just incredibly overrated to begin the season. And so was Arch Manning. And, we're just not a very good football team. And I think it's going to go about 7-5. And we'll end up in the Alamo Bowl or something like that.
Is that a case where, in your opinion, is that a case where Arch Manning just got too much publicity and became something he couldn't live up to? Or
I think it's a case that he's basically a freshman. He didn't get any real playing time the first 2 years he was in the program. And he's playing behind an offensive line that's really, I think, one of the very worst in the country. Which is completely inexcusable and a failure of coaching. And So, we got a coach that's liable to be on the hot seat at the end of the season, even though I like him. I think he should survive it. But this is not going to be a good year. When you have an offensive line that's that bad, you got real problems as a team.
David, the time as always goes by at warp speed. We so enjoyed it this afternoon with you, and we'll look forward to Thursday.
All right. Hopefully the Yankees will still be alive. Bye, y'all.
Well, thanks for the thought. I'm not expecting. I've already resigned myself to the fact that the Yankees season will end tomorrow.
We had one of the Boston and New York games on last week, and Cameron was like, I should text Greg right now.
He can text me. He's got permission. People, you don't have to avoid me. I love having friends. But you know who's my friend and my mentor?
Jacqueline.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Going through a situation in life, the legal expertise, the wisdom, the guidance, and somebody give you immediate perspective, because in the process of divorce, there are very numerous steps, depositions, mediations. And when she says, stay calm, we got it, don't worry. Any type of domestic situation, sometimes it's somebody from the past. I always think of my friend in Florida and how devastated he was to wake up, get a call from his ex who had just moved to Colorado with his daughter. Too bad, so sad. Well, he went a little ballistic before he finally called somebody to handle the situation. The key in life, when you are stressed to the max, you feel like your sanity is literally at stake, is to turn it over to people who are equipped to handle it with their legal expertise, with their experience. Dana Delk and Jacqueline Tomlinson certainly have plenty of that. And who could look him in the eye and say, we got this. Here's the plan. Legal leadership is my term for it. Now, you may not need a family law counselor. However, you may know somebody that is looking. And in that case, please guide them to the right destination. Either call 819-4810 or visit this web address, the AlabamaFamilyLawyers.com. For Dana Delk and Jacqueline Tomlinson, attorneys at law.
The representation is made that the quality of legal services performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Traffic update, Wall Street Business, Salem Radio Network News, Brad McDonald.
Right now, we're looking at a lot of traffic everywhere. Light to mostly moderate traffic, interstates, boulevards around Montgomery, Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka reporting light to mostly moderate traffic. All of our feeder roads out are loading up. Please buckle up, drive carefully. If any accidents happen to slow you down, we'll let you know about them. But right now, looking good. We did have some slow traffic on 31 to Prattville. Some construction going on. We believe that's out of the way now, but use caution there. We'll keep you updated. At McKinnon Toyota, trade any non-Toyota pickup on a Tundra or Tacoma and get an extra $1,000 off. It's worth the drive. McKinnon Toyota, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bob Agnew. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says people will start losing jobs unless the Senate soon votes to reopen the government.
This administration wants to reopen the government. We don't want to see people laid off. But unfortunately, if this shutdown continues, layoffs are going to be an unfortunate consequence of that.
President Trump is making plans for a significant aid package for U.S. soybean farmers.
The move aims to help farmers survive China's boycott of American beans, which was sparked by the president's trade war. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says substantial support for farmers is expected to be announced this week.
That is White House correspondent Greg Clugston. Paramount says it's bought the successful news commentary website, The Free Press, and installed its founder, Barry Weiss, as editor-in-chief of CBS News. Mixed bag at the close on Wall Street. The Dow was off about 63 points, and NASDAQ up 161. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bob Agnew.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. For years, I've been asking you to call me at Alabama Home Mortgage because there is a difference in mortgage companies. When you call Alabama Home Mortgage, you will immediately see the difference in pricing. Not only do we offer the most competitive rates, but our closing costs rank among the lowest in the industry. How do we do it? Because we can. We do not have the overhead that big banks and lenders do. Those big banks and lenders have big expenses. And what do? They pass those expenses along to you. Meanwhile, here at Alabama Home Mortgage, we receive wholesale rates which result in big savings that we pass along to you. Don't pay more for less. Give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time. Our rates and pricing are just one difference that sets us apart from the rest. It's not just a slogan. Call Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, let's take a moment to talk to our legal eagle and local heartthrob.
Oh, Chad.
Chad, we're tight for time, but we'd love to say hello.
Anything happened over the weekend?
No. It was quiet,
I thought so.
uneventful, just another sleepy weekend in Montgomery.
Yeah.
I guess the mayor would rather spend his time having a fight with the attorney general, than to actually doing anything.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm not wrong here. I heard there were only 2 police officers downtown in that area. They were right there in their cars, and that nobody was out there trying to break up the crowd or anything. They just basically let them. I saw the video. Everybody's kind of, there's about 75, 80 people just like on the corner, right there at Bibb and Commerce. In there, I think there might be a head shop there. I can't remember what it is, but there's a shop right there on the corner, and there was just a bunch of people, and that always causes problems. When you have people just, I don't care what race you are, if you got a bunch of people just, gathered up together, and things happen, right? Not to mention the fact giving away free beer for 6 hours.
I mean, that I was stunned.
That's crazy.
Beyond the ridiculous spending for
the Ferris wheel,
the ridiculous spending to put this mayor on TV. Now he's on TV trying to.
I thought we were going to get a nice big Ferris wheel like we have over at the Alabama National Fair.
I rode it Saturday. Chad, the fair is phenomenal this year. You did a great job.
It's great, isn't it? It's awesome, and that's where people need to be instead of downtown looking at a dinky Ferris wheel.
This is my 21st year at the fair, and I absolutely had the best time ever.
How much money did they spend on that Ferris wheel downtown?
$60,000 for 3 days.
$60,000 for 3. You could buy a Ferris wheel for $60,000.
You would think.
It was towed off by.
I heard a Ricky Dink truck with a flat tire.
Chad, I'm really up against the clock here, buddy.
No worries. I'll listen to you guys. Y'all take care. Okay?
No, we're grateful. Call tomorrow, please.
Oh, we'll do. We'll do.
Right, thanks.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. The Senate will soon hold another vote on funding bills to end the government shutdown. It's day 6 of the impasse, and the White House warns that federal worker layoffs are just around the corner. Egypt is hosting Israeli-Hamas peace talks on the eve of the 2nd anniversary of the Gaza war. The negotiations focus on a ceasefire's first stage. That includes the partial withdrawal of Israeli forces and the release of hostages in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. A New York judge has upheld a Long Island county's law banning transgender women from playing on female sports teams. The law applies to county-run parks and recreational facilities. The judge wrote, the ban is designed to protect women and girls and that transgender athletes can still play in co-ed sports leagues. More records on Wall Street today. The NASDAQ and S&P 500 hit new highs. SRN News.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Your chances of encountering a light shower as you go to the Alabama National Fair tonight are actually very small. Otherwise, very comfortable. Overnight low temperature down to about 70. We'll say the rain chances less than 20%, but not zero tomorrow. And maybe some widely scattered showers Wednesday and Thursday, but the chances are rather remote. Upper 80s for a high on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we'll turn a little cooler again by late week. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers.
Celebrating Larry Stevens' birthday today, and Larry, no doubt, played music from this guy.
And now a star is born. On October 6th, 1951, the world welcomed REO Speedwagon lead singer Kevin Cronin. How do we know it's his birthday? Well, I heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who heard it from another. He was born today. Kevin Cronin, a star is born.
All right, it is 5:15 on News Talk 93.1 FM, and joining us, Mr. Right on the Money, Grant McDonald from Invest Advisors. Good Monday to you, my friend.
Yeah, back at you, Greg. How are you, man?
I tell you, it's been a whirlwind day. This morning, the show was totally devoted to the shooting and all the attendant stories to that, along with our local expert, Dr. David L. Thrasher, who has been a one-man juggernaut in getting this city to wake up and try a different approach, like more police. And then this afternoon with David Blackman, exploring the idiocracy, hit the top stories. I don't even know what happened in the markets today, so I'm turning the floor over to you for analysis and information.
Yeah, so first of all, let me just say, I mean, certainly the events over the weekend were tragic, terrible, awful. I, for one, am sick and tired of it. I think we all are. You know, something's got to be done. I mean, words are hollow at this point. I mean, action of some sort's got to take place. But moving along from that, yeah, so, you know, it's interesting. We kick off this, you know, sort of first full week of October, if you will. You know, and I mentioned last week, obviously, we're not getting a whole lot of economic data because we're in a government shutdown. So the normal pieces of data that would be coming out all through the week we're just not going to get. As I pointed out as well, last Friday, you know, we were all looking forward to seeing the jobs numbers, but we didn't get anything. So I think that's going to start to wear on the market as we go longer into this, because you know, we're supposed to get CPI this week.
Right.
We may not get that either. So bonds, the Treasury bond market is sort of trading without some of its most vital information, you know, to get any sort of sense of direction around inflation or how that might weigh in with the Fed's decision making. Now, I will say, though, one thing we do get this week is we've got some Fed officials who are out giving speeches. You know, it's sort of that period in time where sort of the prevailing window is open, if you will. So some of these Fed officials can go out and do speeches and talk about monetary policy. I know the vice chair will be speaking, I believe, tomorrow. We get the Fed chair, Jay Powell, who will be speaking on Thursday. And so, you know, markets definitely will be locked in on those speeches just to glean anything new that might come out. In the meantime, we do have some earnings that are starting. We're going to get things kicked off this week. We've got Delta Airlines that's going to report, and Pepsi, a couple of big names there. But we'll really get going with earnings season in earnest next week. And hopefully we do get a resolution to, you know, the government shutdown, because I will say there are some things that are going to start to mount some pressure that will start to build, where I do think that Trump is going to want to get this resolved. And I did see this afternoon where Trump was doing a press briefing and said that, you know, they were in discussions and negotiations with the Democrats to try to get something done. We'll see what happens. But you know, there are roughly, for example, there's about 1.5 million or so armed services personnel who could potentially go without a paycheck on October 15th if it doesn't get resolved. There is the TSA, where the TSA, and we know that's fairly important part of government to keep, you know, security in place at airports. The TSA, same thing, where you could start to see some disgruntled workers there. if they're not getting paid and they're having to be, they're being told you're going to have to wait. Those are just some examples of some things that are out there looming. So politically, you don't want to have to deal with that. But I do think we'll get some resolution there, and that would be welcome news. Hopefully they get something done this week, and that's what we're starting to hear anyway. But, outside of that, if you look at the action in the markets today, Greg, I mean, the Dow was somewhat flat. The S&P up just a little. The NASDAQ was up a little bit today as well. But I think the key thing, and a trend that we're beginning to see develop over the last couple of months anyway, is a broadening out of this market. So many people hear these themes around AI and these big time, tech companies that have done so well. But really, the simple fact of the matter is that we're seeing significant outperformance in other areas of the market. I've talked a lot about the metals and the mining companies and commodities. I've also talked a little bit about small cap stocks, meaning small companies. The Russell 2000 is another index that's similar. It's a broad-based index, just like the S&P 500 is a broad-based index. It's just that those are the largest companies in the country. The Russell 2000 is an index of the smallest companies in the country. That index is outperforming all other indexes, and we think that's going to continue because of the potential for rate cuts and so on. Also, the deregulation that Trump has put in place when he came into office is beginning to take hold with smaller companies. So all in all, we're having a great year at our firm, and I think that right now things are going fairly well. I would still say be very, very careful about the S&P 500, especially if you're one of those that's just, on autopilot investing in these large cap growth funds. I've always said, know what you own and why you own it. And just remember that, roughly 1/3 of your investment in those funds is in 5 companies, and they are trading in the stratosphere. And when I see, situations like this, I'm constantly reminded of incidents throughout my career, Greg. I mean, you can go back to scenarios like this where, I remember when the Palm Pilot was the hot thing.
Yeah.
I remember when,
Sure.
long distance carriers was a hot thing. The telecom companies were, everybody thought this is, the internet, and companies like Cisco and on and on and on. And, eventually these companies came screaming back down to earth. So it's not that the technology is bad. It's just that you got to pay attention to these valuations.
Yeah.
And I could sit here and reel off a dozen or more of these where there was, where you see this feverish sort of rush to, put money into these companies, and people just get really, really badly burned.
This is why we suggest people reach out to you and invest.
To the 20s.
This is why we suggest that people reach out to you and Invest Advisors for a private chat. Because you're right. You just brought up several things. It kind of made us laugh. But on the other hand, I'll bet there were some investors in those that ended up losing some money.
A lot of money. A whole lot of money. Yeah, I think the technology is wonderful, but again, there's a price for everything, and the prices for this type of investment is. I can tell you, it's not something I'm interested in making. I can assure you.
Grant, we sure appreciate your time. Maybe we'll have news overnight before your next visit tomorrow, and we'll see what the day brings. We look forward to it, buddy.
Sounds good, y'all. Have a great evening.
You too, my friend.
The opinions voiced in this material are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions expressed in this material do not necessarily reflect the views of LPL Financial. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice is offered through Invista Advisors, registered investment advisor and separate entity from LPL Financial.
Where can I find a car that will hold multiple people for under $10,000 that will deliver me reliable driving miles? there's the answer. It's there on our YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that is Jack Ingram's Signature Used Cars. A couple of there that are well under 10,000, in fact, including a 2017 Buick Encore SUV. Very, very nice, by the way. And adjacent to that, a 2014 Ford Escape Titanium. That one at $89.99. In fact, there are numerous options under 10,000. A 2012 Toyota 4Runner. I believe there is one more. Yes, a 2004 Chevy Silverado. This is a classic, an absolute classic. And this one is $99.99. 2500 HDLT. And there's an F-150. This is new. And there, by the way, videos, photos of these vehicles, $99.99. Now, you can shop at any price level that you want. This is about as many cars as I've seen at one time, cars and trucks under 10, and SUVs too. With 25 lending partners, they'll get you done. So all credit scores are welcome, but if you need wheels and you want to buy something you can believe in, this is the place. How do they make you believe in them? Because they check these cars out. Carfax report has to be clean. Mechanics, their jobs are on the line. They have to sign off on these vehicles being dependable. So they're not going to recommend a car that might get them in trouble later. It's just that simple. Not to mention the body shop also giving them a good going over. So it's a place where you can shop with confidence. And you can start online at Jack Ingram's SignatureUsedCars.com. We're going to talk about vampires with the movie maven.
Well, we have an accident reported I-85 northbound just past Chantilly Parkway. We are not seeing that on the cams, but please watch out for it. Other than that, light to mostly moderate traffic. We're busy all over the area. I-65 and 85, also the boulevards, loading up right now. All of our feeder roads out of Montgomery, heavy traffic. Buckle up. We will keep you updated. At McKenna Nissan, they have over 100 used cars in stock, 0% financing up to 60 months on select models. It's worth the drive. McKenna Nissan, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. 2 people are dead and 12 others injured in a mass shooting in downtown Montgomery. The incident happened just before midnight Saturday in the area of Bibb and Commerce Street. No arrests have been made. Montgomery police are actively pursuing leads and reviewing evidence, including witness statements and surveillance footage. Montgomery police have released the names of 2 victims killed in the Saturday night mass shooting. 17-year-old Jeremiah Morris and 43-year-old Shalandra Williams were killed when guns were fired into a large crowd of people downtown. 3 people who were injured in the shooting remain in critical condition. A $50,000 reward is being offered for information leading to the arrest of those involved in the deadly shootout in Montgomery. In hopes of generating leads, Crime Stoppers offered $5,000, to which the city added $20,000. An additional $25,000 was pledged by Montgomery City Council President C.C. Calhoun to bring the reward total to $50,000. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
It's National Coaches Day. Celebrate the greatest moments and motivation on one album. Now that's what I call coaching. Featuring Herm Edwards.
You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
And these sage words from Dennis Green.
The Bears are who we thought they were. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
Plus, who can forget this nugget of wisdom from Hall of Fame coach Bill Parcells?
So he sucks you guys right in. So consider yourself sucked.
And, of course, the #1 all-time greatest inspirational quote from Jim Mora.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
Now that's what I call coaching. Get your copy today, and you'll say,
It sucked. It stopped.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. What is a smart way to buy a house in today's market? Now is a good time to buy since we now have a more balanced market than we've had in years. Here are the steps. First step, get pre-qualified with an experienced local lender. It costs you nothing to find out firsthand whether you can qualify for a home and how much that home loan will cost. Second step, hire a local realtor with lots of experience that can guide you, advise you, and be your advocate. We call those buyer agents. Third step, decide what your wants and needs have to be. bedrooms, baths, floor plan, location, and skill zones. Fourth, ask your realtor to line up homes that fit your price category and your location needs. Fifth, start actually looking inside these homes and see what is available and the cost of each property. For all of this information and step-by-step approach, call Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group at 221-2883 or 551-0225.
Want that ride that is fun, affordable, and street legal? Check out ETG Outdoors in Montgomery. They have huge discounts on electric golf carts with many brand new units under 10 grand. New and used inventory, financing available, and they service what they sell. ETG Outdoors even provides lithium battery conversions and free delivery with purchase. Whether it's for the neighborhood, the farm, or just fun, ETG Outdoors, 7006 Vaughn Road, or online at etgoutdoors.com. Cruise smarter, drive electric. ETG Outdoors, your ride to freedom starts here.
I'm Stephanie Bryan, chairwoman of the Porch Creek Indians. Tourism and hospitality are more than industries to the Porch Creek Indians. Providing a warm welcome is part of our heritage. It's central to who we are. From Atmore to Aruba, we've created more than 20 unique travel and tourism destinations, providing unforgettable guest experiences and life-changing career opportunities for our tribe and our neighbors in Alabama and beyond. Learn more at porchcreekindians.org.
Attention business owners. Did you know that about 90% of employees and customers are unhappy when they walk into a dirty building? Let Janny King, the king of clean, keep your business pristine. Janny King's local franchise owners can handle your cleaning needs with reliable, hands-on cleaning solutions that deliver more than just a clean space. Janny King comes with regional support, which ensures consistency and quality, allowing you to focus on all the other needs of your business. Go to JannyKingCleans.com.
Janny King, the king of clean.
Hi, I'm Jane Ray, account executive with Blue Water Broadcasting. Why should you advertise with us? Radio is an active medium. It can create immediacy, driving shoppers to a specific store, brand, or to take a specific action. Radio ads engage with the audience in a personal and unique way. Contact me, Jane Ray, by going to BlueWaterBroadcasting.com to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
This is not headline news. The life of a showgirl from Taylor Swift dropped on Friday. It's her 12th album, but the first that she doesn't have a guy to whine about. Meghan Markle made a surprise appearance at Paris Fashion Week. If she really wanted to surprise us, she'd appear at a job. Tonight will be the year's first supermoon. In the sky, that is. On the ground, you can see one every time a Walmart shopper bends over. And the season premiere of SNL was this weekend. It featured new writers, a new cast, and the same unfunny.
Yeah.
This is not headline news.
He's 100% right on that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually shocked that Lorne Michaels, who is just as responsible for the brilliant eras of SNL as the wretched era that we're in right now, I'm surprised the guy is a little bit sharper. They don't understand. Look, 9 years of Donald Trump jokes is enough. You've played that card to a point where we know that most of what you're doing isn't done in the spirit of comedy or satire. It's done because you're just ugly, mean, frickin' people. And this is how you get it out of your system. It's not entertaining. The ratings are showing you that. Ratings used to direct stations, programs into a, if they're not going where you want, then maybe you need to look at yourself and change something.
They don't listen to them anymore. They just have an agenda.
They don't care. They really don't care. We, boys and girls, are going to be talking about, I just scared Pamela.
Yes, you did. I came around the corner and I did not expect you to be right there. And I did. I jumped.
I know. And I'm wondering why. You sure is ugly. Well, besides that. Anyway, we're going to be talking a lot about Halloween movies this month. And we're going to launch that with the Movie Maven. You better strap yourselves in, kids.
That's gonna scare you, believe me.
Next.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Ernest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Ernest, 334-279-7431. Ernest Financial, LLC.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Your chances of encountering a light shower as you go to the Alabama National Fair tonight are actually very small. Otherwise, very comfortable. Overnight low temperature down to about 70. We'll say the rain chances less than 20%, but not zero tomorrow. And maybe some widely scattered showers Wednesday and Thursday, but the chances are rather remote. Upper 80s for a high on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we'll turn a little cooler again by late week. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Ready to borrow smarter this season? Apply online in minutes at yourasecu.com. Call 334-270-9011 or visit your local branch today.
ASD Credit Union. Your life, your goals, your ASD.
Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
The Movie Mavens Movie Minute brought to you by AMS Studios. Relax your soul, refresh your mind, renew your spirit with AMS Studios on Main Street in Prattville. AMS-studios.com or call 730-1268. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we now welcome the Movie Maven, Ellen Murray. Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon.
Hi.
Hi, Pamela.
I haven't talked to you in forever.
I know.
I've been slacking.
Nobody's been slacking.
But
No.
you love vampires, so this should be good.
Yeah, I was the first one who commented on the movie Maven group. I was like, yes, this is it.
This is what I love. This is the Movie Maven VIP page, which you are more than welcome to. It's easy to sign up. But I'm going to say one thing, and I'm going to let you two take this over.
Okay.
There's only one Dracula. Only one Dracula. His name was Bela Lugosi, and that's it. Anything else is a cheap imitation. Back to you.
Okay.
Well, on that note.
I know.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Anyway.
I'm going to sit and listen.
So I watched for the first time The Hunger with David Bowie and Catherine Deneuve, and it was marvelous. I really didn't know what to expect, and I don't know what took me so long to watch it, but I highly recommend that one.
She's right. It is. It's different.
I've never heard of that. I like different.
Well, my only complaint was there was not as much David Bowie as I wanted. He was like an ancient vampire, and he started getting decrepit kind of fast. So I was like, no, keep that hot young David Bowie around. But no, it gets good. Susan Sarandon is the other famous one in that.
If I remember correctly, there's an abundance of Susan Sarandon's body. This is way back. I mean, this is
older horror movies. That's all that there is.
Yeah.
So many boobs.
Yeah, I would like Texas Chainsaw. I had no idea.
Everyone, name one. They
Even those
all
saggy ones.
Some of them start in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And just
that's how they attracted people to watch them in the first place.
Yeah.
I do not watch horror movies for the nudity. Stop that.
It's a given. If you haven't seen boobs in a while, tune into a horror movie from the 80s.
So
the other thing that I got into this weekend was I hadn't realized that I hadn't watched the second season of Interview with the Vampire.
I didn't even know there was a show.
Yeah, there's a show, and it's very sexy, but it's Lestat and Louis are gay lovers. So if that turns you off, then don't bother. But it's a very fun show, and I'm watching the whole second season, and there's going to be a third season, but probably not until next year.
Isn't kind of a known thing about vampires that they're like basically pansexual?
Yeah, and I think in Anne Rice's original book they were gay, so this is no new thing. I think they just tamed it down for the Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise version.
Yeah.
Which I also started to watch, but I fell asleep, so I'll have to go back and finish that one.
I love that one. I'm going to be an
I
Anne
do
Rice
too.
style vampire for Halloween on one night.
Awesome.
Love it.
That's a very gay film.
Undertones? Too much?
Mean, I just, first of all, Tom Cruise was terribly miscast in that film. He looks awful. He looks like an old drag queen from the 18th century or something. But look, I love the fact, Ellen, that these are movies that people on your page have suggested, right?
This next one, I am so excited to see, and I know somebody who's seen it on one of those like little secret super box things that people get. And
I hadn't even heard of it, so why don't you tell us about it? It's a new Dracula, a love story.
Oh my gosh. Okay. The guy who plays Dracula in it, I am slightly enamored with. He's one of those like very pale, weird looking guys who just has this strange attractiveness to him.
Okay, I can get behind that.
But it looks so good. And I don't know what it is about. Well, I do know what it is. I'm a hopeless romantic. And the fact that Dracula says like he would cross oceans of time to be with the woman he loves just, does something for me. But the way that this actor does it, golly, it looks so good.
I'll have to find a trailer for that one because I could always do with the new Dracula.
So the guy who plays Dracula, I don't remember his name, Caleb somebody. He was in X-Men First Class and the 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Is that what it's called?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it looks so good.
By the way, that 3 Billboards was highly recommended by Kilroy if nobody has seen it. It's not vampire related, but
also a great movie.
Oh, the 3 Billboards from Ebbing?
Mhm.
I think I did see that.
Super
That's
good.
a good movie. What are some of the other vampire favorites among your flock?
there was a couple of mentions of From Dusk Till Dawn, which is the Quentin Tarantino vampire flick in the desert. Really violent, really bloody, really good.
Amazing. Salma Hayek in her peak.
Really?
hmm
Lost Boys, which is a classic is it from the 80s?
I think it is
think
the
so.
late 80s.
Yeah.
Super good also.
Yeah, lots of hot boys.
It's a different style vampire. They're dirty vampire.
I'll just light a cigarette and listen in on this conversation. Serve cocktails.
And then Love Bites is my cheesy, campy
Oh yeah,
favorite.
Love Bites is good.
I told you
haven't
about
seen
that one last year.
Once Bitten by Jim Carrey from 1985 came highly recommended.
I never saw that. I don't remember that movie.
I haven't seen that either, but I saw somebody recommend that and I looked it up and I'm going to watch
Yeah.
it.
So ancient vampire Lauren Hutton needs a virgin. So she finds Jim Carrey.
Oh my. Wow. And I was sober in 85 too. That's shocking. Some of the other
Bo Holt
recommendations.
loves Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I enjoyed the movie, the original with Christy Swanson. I never got into the TV show, but I know that it was very popular when it was out in the late 90s.
Oh yeah, David Boreanaz as Angel. Absolutely.
I was shocked at the people I knew when the TV show was on who was watching it.
Oh yeah.
It was very popular.
Yes.
I didn't get it.
All the Blade movies with what's his name?
Yes, those are good.
Snipes.
Wesley Snipes.
Yes, Wesley
yeah.
Snipes. Yeah. What We Do in the Shadows is a humorous vampire take. Vampire's Kiss. I don't really know that one. Near
By the
Dark.
way, Dracula Dead and Loving It with Leslie Nielsen sticks very closely to the original story. Everybody that listens to this show know I love Leslie Nielsen.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't work. I mean, it's watchable, but it's not like Naked Gun or any other laugh-a-minute movies he did.
Oh, Vampire's Kiss is Nicolas Cage. You know that viral meme where he's like looking crazily?
Let's do a segment
That's what-
sometime on
that's
all the
what it's
movies that
from.
Nicolas Cage isn't in.
I love Nicolas Cage in like a
he's cool.
awful way.
No, he's cool. I like Nick Cage. He's his own guy.
Not like I have a weird obsession with him, but I know that his movies are not that great, but I still love them.
And what else are folks from the Movie Maven VIP page recommending in our final minute?
There is a Roman Polanski one with Sharon Tate, like one of the few movies that she was in with him, called Fearless Vampire Killers, and it was really good. I enjoyed that one.
If Cameron heard that, he just put that on our list.
Oh, good. Shadow of the Vampire, I don't know that one. Sinners, the new show that's on HBO and Hulu, is apparently a vampire flick.
I love that. Sinners was so good.
That's vampire?
Was it?
Yes. So I didn't talk about that when I said that I first watched it.
About vampires, so sorry if I spoiled it for anybody.
I know. Because I had no idea about it when I first watched it. I was like, this is supposed to be scary in some way. Let me see what it's about. And then the vampire thing comes out and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a vampire movie. This is incredible. And I watched it over the course of 2 nights. And then I had the day off the day after I finished it. And I watched the whole thing again. It was so good.
And Pamela, there's one more that I didn't write on the list, but you should write this one down because I think you would love it. It's The Only Lovers Left Alive with Tilda Swinton and Tom Hiddleston. It's a Jim Jarmusch film, and it was really excellent.
Just the title alone, I'm sure I will love it.
Yeah, this is the month for horror pictures. Good ones, gory ones that are more intellectual in nature and so forth. And there is quite a bit of nudity, and I know there's at least a few people that are into that, including him.
There's a song that I can recommend that's called "If We Were Vampires." That's a love song that I also love by Jason Isbell. It's so good.
Okay.
Miss Murray, we'd love to have you back on tomorrow when Master Thespian's with us to talk another genre of horror.
Yes, please. Can we do this all month?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'll see what I can come up with.
All right. We sure do appreciate you taking the time with us. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
All right. It's 5:40. That was fun.
I always love that. And of course, during October, when we can talk about scary movies, that's my jam.
This is, yes. You know who you remind me of when you say that. No, this is, I'm the same way. I really get into the mode for these kind of films. Although I will admit I'm a little old school. And honest to God, folks, you will not die if you watch a black and white horror movie like the original Dracula with Bela Lugosi.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll be impressed with the special effects and some of the things they did in that movie. It was a very daring film. It really was, because there were things that some of the movie censors at that time didn't care for, and they were allowed in. It will always be my favorite. Plus, I look like him a little bit when I have my hair put back, greased down.
Well, currently we're just dealing with heavy traffic around the area. Busy on I-85 northbound out of Montgomery, 65 northbound light to moderate. All of our feeder roads light to moderate traffic flow and steady. Please buckle up, drive carefully. We'll let you know if any accidents happen to slow you down. High school students get a head start on college with dual enrollment at Trenton State. Over 400 students are taking advantage of this program. Registration's going on now for spring of 2026. Go to TrentonState.edu/dual enrollment for more information. I'm Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
Hello, everyone. Robbie Pelt with Capital City Roofing. If you think about it, your home is your biggest investment in life. Your roof covers your home, so why jeopardize your biggest investment on a roofer you don't know anything about when you can deal with a reputable roofing company like Capital City Roofing? We have an A+ Better Business rating and the best manufacturers and workmanship warranties available. We do all residential and commercial roofing applications that are certified through the manufacturer to ensure you get the best material and workmanship money can buy. We also have your project in our best interest before and after construction has been done. Don't hesitate to call us if you have any roofing issues or questions. We will match any of our competitors' price and give you the same great workmanship warranty. We also give free estimates. Give us a call today and let us show you the difference. 277-3311. That's 277-3311. Or you can check us out on the web at www.capitalcityroofing.com. Capital City Roofing. We capitalize the roofing industry.
At Guardian Credit Union, it's not just about the dollars and cents. It's about relationships. If you want it, so do we. Need more adventure? So do we! Look forward to escaping the ordinary?
So do we.
Want to sharpen your skills in the kitchen?
So do we.
Want your kid to stick with music lessons?
So do we.
I think they got it, guys.
So do we.
Federally insured by NCUA. Equal Housing Opportunity. NMLS 912757.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
Constipation with belly pain that keeps coming back and back and back. If your symptoms keep coming back, talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C. Linzess could help you get ahead of it. Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Coming soon, the Rolling Stones Black and Blue album, remastered and reimagined. Not to be confused with the one they remastered in 2009. This one is really, really remastered. So get ready for another re-release of the Rolling Stones, like you've heard them before. Is it that right, Keith?
Well, I mean, Taylor Swift's doing it, so what the hell, right? Who even knows what remastered means? I'm just rip off. It's 5:52, and we have TS.
Hey, Greg, how are you today?
You know what? All things considered, I'm very good. How are you?
I'm quite well, thank you. I wanted to thank you again for an exceptional show today. I've enjoyed it.
Thank you. I really was proud of the group this morning, and we changed the morning show completely to accommodate the aftermath of the shooting, and everybody did a great job. And love David.
I listened to that as well. Now, being the frugal older person that I am, all the family 4-pack fair tickets are gone. Correct as is?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll just go on Thursday when I can take some food and $1 and go to the fair.
I will give you $1. You can buy the station.
I have $1. Greg, I have $1. Thank you.
I would love to accommodate you. You've been a long-time listener and a good friend of the show, and I feel bad that I don't have enough for everybody.
Hey, it's all good. Just thank you for a good show. Both of them today.
I'm going to quit now because what is there after a call like this?
There you go. Love you more. Thank you.
Thank you. Very grateful. And this is K-Rod.
Hey.
Nice surprise to hear from you, my friend.
Yeah. The last segment, I don't think I heard y'all mention the vampire from Sesame Street.
Oh, count.
I mean, some people say he doesn't count, but I assure you he does.
Well, there's another one missing from all of this, and it's a voice that you hear on this show from time to time, and that is Count Floyd.
That's gonna scare you, believe me.
From SCTV. Joe Flaherty did that character, and he was your classic hokey TV vampire except he would step out of character because things were always going wrong on his show. And he always talked to, hey, kids, oh boy, and get Count Floyd's 3D glasses, only $24.95. Send me a check, or better yet, take the money out of your mommy's wallet and send it to me. The local TV vampire was a big thing in the 70s, even the late 60s, 70s in Chicago. So I always appreciated that character. And if you're ever bored and you want to laugh, find SCTV on the YouTube after you're done enjoying our show, of course, on YouTube. And look some of those up because they're very, very funny.
We'll do it.
And you're right about the Count. Am I leaving anybody?
I liked the kids' movies, Hotel Transylvania, too. Adam Sandler does Dracula in them, and they're hilarious. Kid friendly, very funny.
Monster Squad. The main bad guy, his name was Alucard, which is Dracula backwards.
Yeah. There's actually a semi-serious horror movie using the Alucard name as well, but I forget the name of that one. I love any movie with Bela Lugosi in it. It's just good, authentic, old school horror with some psychological drama woven into it. Thank you for the call.
Oh, yeah.
And please join us again soon. How do we put a tag on the end of this day?
Can I tell you a funny story?
Please.
And tell you something exciting?
Yes.
My son Max turns 18 today.
Congratulations to him. Happy birthday, Max. On the same day as Larry Stevens. He's got greatness stamped all over him already.
It's crazy. And I want to tell you a funny, funny story about Remy, who's about to turn 6.
Okay.
It has to do with Dracula because I was doing a vampire accent in the car and it was going I like to do because I started out doing the Adam Sandler's Dracula, because in that movie he says, I don't do the blah 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 over and over and over again, and she was laughing hysterically at me just saying everything with this accent, and then I made a terrible mistake. And I said, I'm not mommy, I'm a vampire. And she started crying.
That's traumatic when you find out your mother's a vampire. I mean,
I was like, no, I'm kidding. It's me still. It's me. It's me. I swear. I'm not really a vampire. But she was like, oh, I got so scared you were really a vampire. And I was like, I thought we were having fun. I thought we were having a good time. And then, yeah.
You got it all fixed.
I can't do that
Everything's
again.
good now?
Yeah, I haven't been able to do the vampire accent
But
again.
you're so honest, and then that's why she trusts everything you say,
Yes.
which is
oh
good.
my gosh, I learned.
We have time for one more call, but we're not sure who you are.
Crawdads, just want to enter. You talk movies.
Yeah.
Movie Internet Database. If you want to see the good ones like Bela Lugosi and those movie. There you go.
All right.
Thanks.
Yes, and almost any old film with Bela Lugosi, he plays some good, bad people. That makes sense.
Well, we still have light to mostly moderate traffic everywhere. A little bit busy on I-65 and 85. Boulevards are still a little bit busy, as well as our feeder roads out of Montgomery, but no real traffic issues anywhere. Everybody's getting where they're going. Buckle up and be safe. We will keep you updated. Come by Thompson Tractor and check out their incredible selection of used equipment. See the machines that get the big jobs done. Thompson Tractor off I-85 just past Taylor Road, or visit their website, thompsontractor.com. With Little J. Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
The Tierce family has been your local Roto-Rooter service since 1964. Drain cleaning, plumbing repair, and those troublesome septic tanks, no problem. Technology has changed a bit in the last 54 years. Video inspections of lines to locate problems is available, as well as scheduling your appointment online. River Region residents have trusted Roto-Rooter for over half a century. You can too. Call today at 272-7130 or visit online at rotorooteralabama.com.
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Today is October 6th, National Physician's Assistant Day. I remember when physician's assistants were called nurses. Is this the same as when stewardesses suddenly became flight attendants? Fine, I'll play along. Happy National Physician's Assistant Day. Nurses.
Everybody is to leave here immediately.
What an afternoon, what a day. On behalf of our guest, David Blackman, who returns on Thursday, and my co-host, Pamela Dubuque, thanks for tuning in. Special thanks to the Movie Maven. Chad, it was great to hear from you. Back in the morning with Rich Thomas and Jay Scott.